This summer I'm gonna work on all of this shit, man. You guys have to give me some time. Yeah. I mean, I am sort of slammed to the fucking rafters here, so there you go.
That's what she said.
Hey, I've talked to some of the other people from your area, and none of them ain't learning anything, so you ain't doing shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's genetic. That ain't my fucking problem. That's genetic. That's why they ain't seeing shit. Well, anyhow. Welcome, everyone, to Wasted with Wize, episode 36. The Freaks coming out at night. So, yeah, we got a packed show for tonight. So, let me go ahead and get started with my introductions because that's going to take us for about pretty much the rest of the show. Basically, yeah. Well, we're trying to do what we can. So, to my upper something. To my adjacent.
Don't even know your directions in Alaska. You can't teach people if you don't know your left and your right, bro.
Below
He's a math teacher. He doesn't need to know north, south, east, and west and all that shit. So, yeah.
Go fuck yourselves, honestly. All right.
Squares. Each of the squares take up approximately. I'm sorry.
Well, that's way too advanced. That's college level work right there. So I'm sorry to say. Praxis, how you been doing? Yeah. Hey. On a positive note this week, though, before I go to the introduction, there is something that happened this week. I was nationally recognized. I was one of two math teachers.
Oh, you're not a sexual predator in another state, are you, bro?
they're bringing back America's Most Wanted just for him. They're just for him, I
mean, I think your job's going to frown upon that.
Was that award silver? And did it
is that why my wife said Chris Hansen brought the award? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come sit down for a minute here.
I got an award for you. Have a seat.
Where's my award? Well, first,
right next to that sweet tea.
Yeah. Oh, you work with them, don't you?
Praxis, how you been doing? How's your week been going? And what you've been playing?
Stuff from you, it seems, but yeah, everything's great. Yeah, I've been playing Little Dragon's Dogma, but not a ton of it. I've just I've been busy, lots of things.
Oh, okay. Anything you care to mention?
They invite everybody over every night of the week and keep you up until like 1 a.m. Kind of, wears you the fuck out. So,
is it spring break where you are or something?
No, it's just everybody decided to come over this week and hang out. So it was fucking the night. So every time I try to play a game, somebody's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like, well, fuck off! I'm fucking playing a game.
This is why.
Wait! If you had people, why didn't you do party games and play with them? And not
Fuck them. It's my game.
Oh wow!
It's fucking Dogma. It's my. I work. I come off work. I'm gonna play my game.
And see, this is why I thought well in advance. That's why I made sure that my house is the most boring house ever. So my kids, instead of bringing their friends over to my house, they go to their house. And I told them, go ahead and make sure you make rich friends so they have a lot of things to do at their house. So now every weekend they're gone. So that's good for me.
So now I have a question though. What constitutes rich in Alabama? Is that like,
Well, instead of
medium household income of like $15,000.
Instead of having one truck on cinders, you have two trucks on cinders. That's why.
Y'all know 4x4, Jesus Christ.
Like, them TVs with them antennas? Ours got.
And of course, you have to have a stolen shopping cart from someplace sitting somewhere in the backyard as well. So there you go.
Painted on the side of the cart. Yeah. Oh, fucking hey, man! Look, your cart's awesome.
God damn it! That's a Target one. That's an orange one there, man. Can I take that one from you? I only got the Winn-Dixie one.
You got yours from Target, you fancy motherfucker.
But they had to cross over into New Orleans to get to the good stuff.
Anywhere. Inbred or weird or strange. There could be.
You got a Kroger? We don't have no Kroger down here. That's them fighting words. You a Yankee, man.
Come down to them's Kroger. We're gonna get some stuff. Work together.
We got the Piggly Wiggly,
Yeah, we got the. That's the difference between middle class and upper class. When you got
Dixon line, for Christ's sake, that's all.
Yeah, when you have your shopping cart in the backyard from Piggly Wiggly, you're middle class. When you got it from Publix, you got it from upper class. So
I got one from Nordstrom's, buddy.
Oh,
shit! God damn! I don't even know they made a shopping cart or something.
Shit, you don't want
to. They used to. I mean, back when they had big stores and stuff. Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
Back when they had stores. That's what you're saying. Back when they had brick and mortar places where you could go in and buy things. Yeah.
Yep.
I got a custom bag from Bloomingdale's. There you go.
Yeah, I mean the way things are moving.
What are you, a fag?
That's great. Thank you. That's
Yeah, no, the way things are going, right? Like, think about how like iPods were, even for my generation, iPods were high tech, but now iPods are like, wow, y'all just had a device that played music. Wow, what the fuck was that for? You know? But now I'm thinking about like in the future. I think like for my grandkids, and definitely by the time my great grandkids going around, we're gonna have to explain to them the concept of a mall and the concept of shopping and going into an actual physical store and buying shit.
What's a mall?
know?
Well, actually, it's funny you mention that because Nick, the guy we interviewed just a couple weeks ago, Nick Princer, he just posted a post saying stores and malls will be something you only see in old movies soon. Modern convenience will eradicate the walk-in store. He just posted that.
Yeah, I really believe
Hey,
that.
Wize,
Yes, sir.
how to fix that problem? Just throw your kids in the store and tell them, get walking.
Oh, that'll help.
Oh, my problems sort of solve themselves. So, yeah, the secret is to make sure your house doesn't have shit in it.
Bye.
Can't walk in and come out with shit. Daddy's a teacher.
Well, I
Can't
was going to
afford
say you're in Alabama. A lot of those houses don't even have internal plumbing, let alone shit. So,
A lot of the houses don't even have a front door. What the fuck are you talking about?
Drop them off in front of the mall and give them $10. You make
Well,
that
why-
shit stretch. I'll see you in the afternoon.
Why does the door in this house have a moon shape on it?
Oh shit, Cerebral. Speaking of you, man, how has your week been going? How has the past 2 weeks been going? We missed you last week, and what you been playing?
No, you didn't, and it's shit, and it sucked, and let's go ahead and go on.
You've not been playing anything interesting this week. We always count on you to be playing something good.
What was I playing? I did. I played a couple of things this week. I looked at
Besides yourself,
I did Lego 2K Drive.
mm-hmm.
I went back and did a Sherlock Holmes game the newer one that I never did finish, so I'm going back to it. It's actually more difficult than the others were. Wow.
The Sherlock Holmes game? Go, wow.
Yeah.
Depression Simulator 2024.
Yeah. But the 2K Drive, the Lego 2K Drive game is actually pretty cool. I like that game. That was, and of course I did finish this in 2 weeks. I finished the storyline for Dragon's Dogma 2. I will go back to it at a later time and do more of it again.
Nice.
I mean, just same old stuff. You know me, I bounce from game to game to game, and so whatever.
Mm.
I've just had a lot going on this week. Mostly not good. So it is what it is.
Okay, cool. Next up, Suba, my man, what's up? How's your week been going? What you been playing? What you been doing?
Yo, same shit, different week. Been spreading that managed democracy in Helldivers. So I was doing right before the show.
Are you hitting a level cap right about now?
No, man, because like a week or two ago, the level cap was 50. Bro, they raised the level cap to 150 about like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Got a little bit to go now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what level are you now?
I just hit 50.
So he's got,
There was some shit going down. I was reading somebody saw something again that the Ministry of Defense denied vehemently again.
Oh, bro, it's the blue lights that the Ministry of Defense says. It's just propaganda. It's not really happening. There's been leaked audio of Helldivers screaming about tentacles, but propaganda. Ministry of Defense said it didn't happen.
Ignore the propaganda.
Dude, this is like, I gotta say, man, if you're gonna do a live service game, this is the blueprint that you need to copy. This is fucking awesome.
It goes even deeper than that. I didn't even know. I watched the whole video about it the other day, like with the Terminids. Like supposedly we were supposed to be doing all these missions to get this termicide shit that's supposed to kill the Terminids. The termicide, in fact, did the opposite. It helped the Terminids evolve. Yeah, and they evolved. So now they became Shriekers, flying Terminids, and now they're reproducing in larger numbers. And it's like, oops, sorry. And I guess supposedly within this world, when the Terminids die, the oils that their bodies secrete or something can be used for weapons or some shit like that. So it's totally not because our government wants the oil. Totally not what that is, right? So like it's like it goes so much deeper. I never really pay attention to the major orders, but like there's all kinds of crazy shit with the major orders. It's insane.
It's not blood for oil. It's bug for oil. That's awesome.
But don't you think like even the developers are having fun with this shit? This is the thing that I'm getting.
That old guy's sitting there having a blast. They're just jerking off with one hand and fucking sending bugs at people with the other.
Dude, this
There's
this
a
game
lot
is
of there's
fucking
a lot
epic.
of drug testing going on in that room when they're talking about shit. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Here, take this yellow
No.
one. Let's see what
No,
you
no,
think
no.
of. Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
the
Go
point-
ahead.
the-
You can tell they're having fun though. For
No,
sure.
no, but the drug testing probably works the opposite way. They pee in a cup and it comes out clean. They're fired. You know what I'm saying? You mean to say there's not shit in your urine? Get the fuck out of here and don't even look back. You know.
What did we tell you, Stewie? You need to be an MDMA for this job, sir.
Dude, it like I have nothing but like even the people who don't even play this game are having fun looking at the banner going back and forth between the developers and the players and everything and all this shit that's going down. It's a game. It's so fun that you don't even want to. Sometimes like you don't even want to play it. You just want to sit back and watch all the chaos just unfold.
I
you know?
want to see literal war start with the like a total rebellion completely start and them actually start a war with them. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Like almost like a civil war type shit situation type
For
thing.
those tuning in late, we are talking about a video game. I'm just throwing that out there.
Sorry, this is
No, we're not trying to. We're not.
I know I'm biased because I obviously really love the game, dude. But there's times where I'll just find myself watching a video of other people playing just because it's fun watching the shit that happens to them and the way they react to shit. I don't know, whatever it is about the game, it's fun to even watch, and I don't find that to be true of a lot of games.
Oh yeah. And Paul, no, we're talking about managed democracy.
Managed democracy.
It's different in the game. Okay.
I'm just saying if they manage to tune in like in the middle of one of those sentences, it's like
oh my god!
oh shit!
Turn on the TV,
What is
quick,
it?
we gotta find out.
Is that a helicopter outside my window? What the fuck? Okay.
If you
No,
can hear it, that's a blessing because most of the time.
But here's the thing, right? Like, so do you think PlayStation has been for the longest time was looking for the answer to this whole live service scenario, something that they can sort of have in their stable to sort of be the answer to Call of Duty, which I don't think this is the answer to Call of Duty, but I think this is a really close what they can get for it. So do you think that
3 or 4 of these in their stable, 3 or 4 of these in their stable would easily, in my opinion, keep up with the Call of Duty?
It's not gonna take the place of people who crave that Twitch PvP experience, but it's definitely Call of Duty adjacent. And for people who want something different, it's definitely something
Oh yeah.
that's enjoyable. But yeah, it's not something that's gonna replace Apex Legends or Call of Duty or that type of game. It's not that type of game. It's
and nor is it meant to be, nor are they going out of their way to do that either. They're just trying to carve their own niche in this whole gaming space, if you will, and I think they've done exceptionally for it. And I think
it's insane to think that PlayStation looked at this game and didn't think, we should market this thing better, or we should give them a bigger budget, or we should like you just kind of let it release, and it did all of its own work for itself. Like PlayStation barely did shit.
I think it was better it did that because it came out of nowhere, and then when it took off, it
went viral.
The word of mouth went crazy, and then people started making videos, and then the developers really got smart about how they approach things, like we were talking about, and it draws even more people, and people are like, "Oh my god, I gotta play this game."
People are making original rock songs about not I'm not even joking, bro. Not like, oh, here's my rock version of the theme song. No, they're making original rock songs with original lyrics for fucking Ivers too, and they're not half bad. It's insane.
And she said, I got a little story for you. All right, go ahead. Yeah, that was no. Oh, that was my Pearl Jam. That was the one song.
Can we just introductions? Blah blah blah.
Bro,
Keep it moving.
What am I playing?
Keep off the
What am I
spoilers.
drinking? Water. Spoilers for what?
Well, here's the thing, though. This is what I'm saying. So this game has and I really do believe that these live service games cannot be planned to be successful.
Have I been watching Fallout? Ignore me.
Well, I mean, in the sense that
I finished it within the first day.
Well, I did watch Fallout, and I've not gone through all the episodes yet, but what I've seen is good. But what I'm saying, let me finish what I was saying about this game. What I'm worried about is that I think PlayStation is looking at this, and unfortunately, I feel that it's going to be that whole scenario of too many chefs in the kitchen when the next iteration of this game comes out, whatever you want to call it, the sequel or whatever. And I'm afraid that they're going to be expecting like maybe a blow up success like this one, and if they don't get it, they might get upset or might shutter the company or something like that. But
No.
that's what I'm worried about. I think that
Well,
like
no,
when,
because if they're smart, they know that for every 20 games of a service that launch, maybe 2 of them will succeed. Maybe. They
right.
know that. I mean, they that's why they shuttered a lot of. That's why Sony shuttered a lot of them. 2 months ago.
Yeah.
They're like, well, no, we can't be throwing all this money at stuff that's probably not going to hit. So
Right.
And PlayStation tend to be not too like pushy when it comes to shit. They kind of let the studios have their creative freedom to do whatever they want for the most part. So I mean, but then again, this is new leadership. We have no idea what new leadership's going to do or want or demand. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
But I'm not that worried about it. It would suck if that did happen though.
Yeah, it would. I mean,
now, if they were to all of a sudden go around and go, hey, those 10 games that we shuttered last, we're going to reopen them based on the success of this one game. Then I would be going, yeah, not smart. And they're not doing that. So, so yeah.
Well, no, I mean, what I'm afraid of is they're going to the developers and saying, okay, now we want you to increase the budget 2 times or 3 times as much as you had for the previous game. And the developer, obviously, they want more money. They're going to say, okay, we'll take the bag. And now they have to deliver. And then it becomes really murky and all that other stuff. Like, it's just.
I don't see that happening with these kind of games, because one of the things that make games of a service work is they tend to be, they're not super cheap to develop, but they're not as expensive either, because they're.
Well, most games,
Right. But from a business perspective, whatever the next one's going to be, I don't think the budget's going to be insanely high, because they're going to say, well, what do you want as a budget? Well, okay, this is the budget that they had for Helldivers 2, and look what they were able to do with that amount of money. You don't need 3 times what they had to make a successful game. They've proven that. So here's what we're going to give you, and you make a fucking game.
And like what Helldivers 2 proves is, and what you're always saying, Wize, people wanted something different.
Mm-hmm.
Helldivers 2 is something different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so if they start doing the, well, we're going to copy what they did thing, we're going to end up in the same boat anyway. So,
yeah.
So,
but it's like this, right? Like it gets to the point in these types of games where, it becomes like they try to basically predict success, and I just don't think that those things are worth it. And usually when there's a lot of money involved, those types of games tend to sort of drown in their own weight, if you will. So I
can guarantee you right now, some developer somewhere, some company somewhere is reaching out to the people that hold the rights to what's it called, to Starship Troopers.
Sony owns the rights.
I can guarantee you that people are reaching out to them and going, hey, now that this iron is hot, let's do this. I can guarantee you that's happening behind closed doors somewhere.
And that's the thing. I don't think another game based off of this IP is going to garner the same success, or even a little bit less than the same success as this game did. This game just
there's already a Starship Troopers game that's very similar that's been out on PC for years, and it never hit like this one hit. Like, right game, right time. That's the way a lot of things are in the world, right? It's just right person, right place, right time, right platform, right whatever.
But the best games tend to be made are those games that are made with a constraint already predetermined, right? Like, for example, when they made this game, they knew that it's a proof of concept, so they couldn't probably do everything they wanted to do. So they had to sort of take whatever money or budget they had and sort of work within those constraints. And that's what I think is missing these days, especially with these ballooning AAA budgets. They get so big and so massive that they try to cater to everybody, and there's no real constraints, no limiting factor on the game design. So that's sort of impeding game development.
No, they have constraints, dude. Don't sit there and think that they just throw money at money, because no company does that. They just, now sometimes they do get a little heavy-handed with, let's try to do a little bit of everything. Yeah, that part I'll agree with. But the idea that you act like the pockets are bottomless is just not true. A lot of times it has to do with where they decide to put those resources. And sadly, a lot of the times is in graphics and sound and whatever, and in visual design, and not in storytelling. And I think that's where a lot of the games lose it. I mean, to me, that's where games like the latest one from Arcane, that's where they lost.
Right.
It's an okay game, but it doesn't have a great story. and I'm all about the story. For these games, and even this game, even though I can't play it, sadly, if they want to fix anything, fix some of the accessibility, then I'll talk. But
get on an Arrowhead.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, they want to say, okay, we got this much money. Oh, let's do this and this and this and this and this.
Also
and
with
like,
many things, it's probably mismanagement of resources. Like I love Spider-Man 2, but I don't understand how the fuck that game was $320 million fucking dollars.
Exactly.
Right?
No, 360 million.
Even worse. And I know. Listen, I know mocap, costs money, and you got to pay the voice actors, but still, bro, like how it costs the same as a fucking a big budget Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm. And that doesn't add up. That the math doesn't make sense.
I would say that part of the reason that they ballooned a little bit is they were developing in the middle of COVID, so some of their costs probably skyrocketed just due to that.
Yeah, but they also had so much shit that they were able to reuse assets from the original game and Miles Morales, the city for the most part. Like there was a lot of work that they didn't have to start from scratch with.
Well, we don't know what they used and didn't use or what they updated and stuff either. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying that we can say all those things, but we don't know to what extent that's true.
When we look, at least when it comes to the island of Manhattan, for the most part, it is almost exactly the same with slight changes here and there. I mean, it's not a whole brand new map.
No, but when you start saying slight changes, that's not just going in and altering a line of code. That's if anytime they change the visual there or upgrade the visual, there's more to it.
I'm not trying to take anything away from whatever work went into making those changes. It's just that, and okay, then how about this? If there was a lot of work put into making whatever changes there were in the city, I would consider that almost a mismanagement of resources if it's something that is not even noticeable.
But they're not creating, as you said earlier, Super, they're not creating any of this stuff from the ground up. They already have the engine. They just had to tweak it. They already have the city. They just had to tweak it. They already have most of the costumes. They just had to tweak it. So, I don't know where the money went, but why would all
for
that
for a traditional sequel to a game, like it's almost everything is brand new.
Yeah.
And this one, it was, mostly brand new, but still a lot of carryover. But again, whatever the reasons of the game costs, what it costs, it's still ridiculous for it to cost that much. And then it puts a heavy burden on that studio to now have to deliver or have to hit certain marks when it comes to sales and stuff. Otherwise, what happens? We've seen PlayStation loves to just shut shit down. It's like, oh yeah, no, you got great job, you did decent. By the way, pack your shit up and leave.
You just
well,
under
especially
the
when you realize
so,
when you look at it and you realize that the sales for Spider-Man alone were not that great. If they were packaged with and so for what they invested in it, they really didn't get a return on their investment. Which is probably one of the reasons that Jim is no longer with them, among other.
Well, Sean Layton said before he left, he said they can't keep going like this. And it just makes sense. And it makes sense. $360 or $320, whatever they spent on that thing is way, way, way too much money for the game. I mean, again, is it the game good? Yes, the game is great. Okay. But is it when I'm playing the game, I'm at
$60 million worth?
Yeah, that's like, I don't see it.
Money.
I don't see it. I'm sorry to say I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either. And I love that game. And then that's resources and money that could have been given to other studios. Maybe, if it was 30 million less, dude, that's a whole nother game in the hands of a certain studio, right? So like, again, in mismanagement. And it just seems like, and it doesn't seem like, the other thing is that they become extremely risk averse because now these things, they need to perform. If they don't, they're not even going to take the risk of funding it. It's like, here's this game that needs to make $800 million. And if it doesn't have a fucking number 2 or a 3 in the title, fuck it, we ain't making it.
Well, famously, like Ratchet and Clank, I'm a huge Ratchet and Clank fan. I just don't think I'm going to get another one. I mean, I wish I do, but I don't think I'm going to get another one to the level of the previous one because it's okay, cool. Because I mean, again, they didn't sell as many to warrant another sequel, and that's a tragedy. I mean, I think Ratchet and Clank also was like, like $100 something million, which again,
Yeah.
Great game. Is it $100+ million game? I don't know. I don't think so. It played like Jack and Daxter to me, or the other Ratchet and Clanks, and yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
know if maybe a big part of that cost is them developing their proprietary engines and
Right.
developing, and trying to make that shit work. And maybe it would be easier if they dropped it and just went with Unreal Engine 5 like everything else is. But then at the same time, do we need everything to be on Unreal Engine 5? So, but I'm sure that
No.
that is part of the reason why this shit costs so much.
Depending
Yeah.
on the game style, Unreal Engine 5 is not a good fit.
Yeah.
Visually it makes things look great, but it's not a good fit for all the different styles. So
Well, speaking of which, we're going to talk about Unreal Engine 5 in a second. But let me keep going. Donut Drake, also known as Triple. Boss man, how you been doing? How's your week been going? What you been playing?
I'm doing good. What I've been playing, Destiny, as usual. They got the new DLC, well, free content drop that came out into the light, which is a horror mode survival. And I like it. They had their developer preview for the Final Shape,
Shade?
the last DLC for the Light and Dark Saga, and it was good enough to where I finally made a video after like months of not making a video. I was like, I want to sit down and talk about this. So it looks pretty good. They're allowing you to merge your dark and light subclass abilities together, so it looks like it's kind of break the game, but there's some restrictions to it, but it's looking good. It's looking good.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Jim, are you there? Did you come back yet? I guess we'll pick up with Jim later when he comes back. But yeah, we're expecting Llouck and Cozy and Cells and all of those guys, and they'll be rolling in shortly. And as they come in, we'll
No.
definitely get their
Only
introductions.
two of us roll in. That's me and Jim. The rest of y'all can,
Agreed.
Well, yeah, but Llouck is gonna. Yeah, we don't know what the fuck Llouck is gonna be doing.
Roke
We
is
don't-
going to ride his elephant in. Okay.
I mean, I roll in. The fuck, man.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about one of the things that is somewhat game related, but not exactly game related, that happened this week. Amazon Prime dropped all episodes of Fallout, and generally speaking, well received. I've only seen episodes 1 and 2, and from what I saw, not bad. Pretty good. I liked it. Did anyone in the panel get a chance to see it?
Not yet.
I've watched
I
1
have.
and 2, just like you. I've watched 1 and 2. It's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've binged all their episodes.
They caught the feel of the game and the storytelling, and they used a lot of the same music that's in the games, which is really cool because some people may not realize all those songs they use are real songs from the 40s and 50s.
Mhm.
Just they are
Don't want to set the
What's-
world on
Yep.
fire.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's an old one.
Stuff you don't even hear on the oldie stations, but they are real, true. They were songs that were released in the 40s and 50s. So during the heyday of the whole nuclear thing, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Well-
Yeah,
to me, I just think it's good. I thought, and of course, Walton Coggins cannot get enough praise for what he does. I love watching him chew the scenery and every scene
Name
he
anything
did.
he's bad in.
I know.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Whenever I see him, I always envision him playing that same character he played in Django Unchained. I can't not see that guy. I'm sorry. You know.
Well, but see, I know him first from The Shield.
The
which
Shield.
was,
Yeah.
Shane.
Yeah.
Shane from The Shield, and then from
Justified.
Justified also,
Oh, yeah,
and you know,
Justified was iconic. Yeah.
and of course him wearing a dress in Sons of Anarchy.
He was also in that show that Amazon, not that Apple Plus show, Apple TV Plus show, with the two high school teachers. Oh, fuck, I forgot. Two high school principals. I forgot. What it was.
Vice Principals. I love
Yeah,
Vice Principals.
yeah.
Vice Principals was awesome.
That was good. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
Vice
good.
Prince- oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking great
Be-
show.
Because he's one of those guys that he can do comedy and he can do drama and he can do all of it, and he seems to do it seamlessly.
Yeah.
You know,
You
he-
mean the companion show to Southbound and Down? Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, one thing interesting happening about this with this show is that there has been a resurgence in interest in 76, which Bethesda pretty much gave away 76, and they're like, okay. And they release the graphics upgrade patch for Fallout 4 this week as well. to
I
coincide
think
with
that's coming
Next
later.
week,
This
next week.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
later.
what we-
Yeah,
okay.
later this
that.
month.
Okay.
Like the 25th. The 25th is for the upgrade.
And Xbox is using this as leverage, and which is good in a way that hey, we got all the Fallout. If you want to play Fallout, this is the game, and we have all of it. Which
Except for 1 and 2, at least on console.
yeah, well, I actually, to be honest with you, the movie or the TV show is more indicative of the original Fallouts made by the Exile guys, So it's the comedy that was in the original Fallout games when it was isometric. That's the same comedy that I'm getting from the actual show. And that's why I really like it, because they sort of tempered that comedy down when they took it into over the shoulder or first person perspective. So it's nice to see it come back. So yeah. So yeah, super. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I've also watched the first 2 episodes, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm liking it so far. Say, as you said, they really got the comedy down on some sections, and the gore bits are kind of nice, and the music as well.
Because just like the games, it's all over the top, which is what
over
makes
the
it
top,
work.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, Super. What do you think about this whole situation? You saw all of them, so what? I mean, spoilers? No spoilers.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. No, I thought it was fantastic. I'm very happy that it's getting a second season. That they already greenlit a second season. And it did the most important thing for me, which is it felt like the video games, right? And it didn't feel like a show where it's like, hey, remember this thing from the game? Yeah, we stuck that in there, but it doesn't feel like the game at all. But here, there's that, and there's that person, and here we're gonna remember the name of that place. Like, it's not that shit. It's
member berries.
Yeah, right. It's not member berries. It is. You feel like you're in the game. The world. Props to the production design team. It looks, feels, and sounds like Fallout, and I honestly prefer it to The Last of Us on HBO. Not because it necessarily did anything better, but because for me, The Last of Us, they were never going to tell that particular story better than the game did. And I kind of wish that the show just make a show in that world, in the world of The Last of Us. It doesn't have to be Ellie and Joel, right? And that's what Fallout does. We're not talking about any particular character from Fallout. It's just a story that takes place in the world of Fallout. And I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's not even about any of the vaults that we know about. They totally separated it from any existing game that we have.
That's a good thing.
No,
that's what when they announced that, I thought that's the best way to handle it, because then you don't have people like I wanted to really like the Last of Us show, but the first episode was verbatim the beginning of the game. I mean, it really was.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
It's the game exactly, but then with deviations made, so it's not the game exactly. And it's like, well, which are you trying to be?
If you played the game, or not? No, definitely. Because it's, I guess, with The Last of Us, is trying to please the people that are new to the series, but also the ones that are familiar with it. So you want to add some interesting things or stretch things out. But as you're saying with the Fallout, like, it's mostly free reign as long as it's, makes sense in the universe, but it's a completely original story. And that's why I'm enjoying it. Because I'm like, oh man, I remember Fallout 3, except for the find your dad part. I'm like, it wasn't that Fallout 3, but no, that's about it.
And all 3 characters are well written, well acted. They're likable. Like, it's just there's not a whole lot I can say about the show that's bad at all, honestly.
You know who is bad though? Night Titus. Dude got his ass beat by a bear.
fucking Michael Rappaport. I was like, is that Michael Rappaport?
Yeah. You are like and see, that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing, because I didn't even know Michael Rappaport was in the show until they took off his helmet. Until he took off his helmet and we saw him. And I'm like, hey, wait, that looks like Michael Rappaport. And I pulled up on that Prime thing where you could see the actors and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. No, but one thing that this show does very well, Fallout is generally a comedic game, if you will, but it does have really serious undertones in the sense that it is about nuclear holocaust, right? That happened in the 50s and stuff like that. So I think the show does very well in balancing or juggling both the comedy and the seriousness. Like when she first walked out of the vault and she saw all of those, basically these people that were just turned into like stone statues, waiting outside.
Directly outside, yeah.
Yeah, that was like really cool. It's like, oh my God.
It's crazy. Once you've seen it, we'll be able to talk to it after everyone's seen it, but like having seen it and knowing who made it, it's crazy to think that the people who made it made this show with this messaging, and then like all this, like it's weird. It's not in a bad way or anything, but like I said, I can't wait for you guys to finish this so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We must discuss.
Llouck.
And then one more thing, real quick. Also, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
One more thing that I thought I really liked about it was that there are a lot of things in it that if you play the games, you'll recognize.
Mhm.
But
Oh my god!
you never hear them mention or name or point out. Like it's just they exist nowhere because if you live in that world, it's nothing special. You see that shit every day, so you don't have to say, "Oh, yeah, here's that thing. Here's what it's called," or "Here's that creature. This is what it's called." Like it's just. So I like that. It didn't feel like people were like, "Hey, look at that, look at that, look at this." Remember that? That's what I was saying. Like it's done really, really well.
That cloud's gonna pop up, isn't it?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons that she's a good fit for the show, because through her character, she can be the one going, "What the hell was that?" And one of the other guys can go, "That's what that is." Oh, okay.
Right. Is it about Fallout?
Especially for people who
Yes.
are new to the Fallout universe,
Right.
they experience the world through her eyes of not knowing shit about this universe,
Yep.
and her how naive she is to everything. It's just
Mhm.
I love it. She plays that character so well, and she's British. I didn't even know that. I was like, oh shit, she's British.
Hello. What she said when she was talking to the ghoul?
Add 2 points to the hot scale.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, didn't she play in Alita? That
No.
wasn't that? Is that her? Or no, that's somebody else. I've seen her before. What has she played in?
I've never seen her in anything else before. I looked up in IMDb because I was like, have I seen her someplace before? She's been in a couple things.
Yeah.
Nothing that I've actually seen though. So I don't know. I may have been thinking that she looked like somebody else, but
Yeah, she looks really close to somebody. So, well, Llouck, my man, what's up? How's your week been going? What you been playing? And did you get a chance to see the Fallout TV show?
Yes, I did see the TV show.
Fallout through the Fallout.
Just the first 2 episodes.
Most of us are on that same level. 2 episodes.
Yeah, we are all. The only one who actually got a chance to see all of it was Super, because he ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah,
The battery died on his chair. The TV was on. He was kind of stuck. He was.
my wheelchair broke.
Yeah, that's the excuse. Sure, buddy.
So,
Sure.
no, generally speaking, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you walk away, say, okay, whatever, or what? What was your takeaway impressions?
Like I have a whole rant. Is it okay if I just
Go ahead.
Like,
Guess you're good at that.
this is the closest I've gotten to creative fellatio from the television.
Oh wow!
What?
Okay, so you're not talking about a rant in a sense. It's not a rant.
Like
it's a
this-
you
this
want
show-
more. You got a happy ending out of it.
The reason
Okay.
the reason why I'm still on 2 episodes is because I've rewatched the
Rewind the
first
lines.
2 episodes. Like
He's like, I love
what?
this.
No,
I'm gonna watch it.
I watched
Now
the
he's
first
got 2 pairs
episode
of
3
pants with
times.
holes in them.
Yeah.
3 times. 3 times. I've
He ran
rewatched
out
the
of
first
Kleenex. He
episode
ran out
3
of Kleenex.
times,
Yeah.
and the second episode I've rewatched it twice.
Oh wow! You're
Yeah,
just
like
blown away.
the amount. Yeah, blown away. The amount of fan service.
What's dripping from your ceiling?
And if you guys remember, the people that made this actually put out an article talking about we're not making this for the fans.
Right, I was
We
thinking
know
about
that it's like a big failure. We're just gonna make something that's
Get over
authentic.
it. Yeah,
And I was
it
worried
is.
when they said
Only
that
for the
shit. I was like,
Mhm.
dude, the only reason this thing is even relevant, the only reason you guys even got money to make this thing is because of us. So why would you not make something to please us? And oh my god,
No,
it's
no.
just fucking amazing.
that.
Like there's fan service, but they don't treat us like idiots. I think Super was saying it just now. They don't like point and gesture to stuff like, "Oh, did you see the stim pack? Did you see the
Never very.
door?"
Things
Never
weren't
berries.
thrown in there just because
It's
they were
just there, and there's so much attention to detail and loving, like craftiness to even the way they organize the little, like the first city that that she encountered. Just chef's kiss. and then what happens in the vault, just oh my god, what a show.
Even
What a
something as
show.
good as the way the
This
Pit Boy is
show,
integrated and the way
you
they
don't even
find a
need to
way to
be
work it in the shit.
super. I need you to sit down. Just sit in the
Sorry,
corner.
dude.
bro.
I'm always sitting down.
Let me finish. I need you to let me finish right
Hey,
now.
you
All right?
watched the
He
first
said,
episode
"I'm
3
always
times. You've had
sitting
plenty of
down."
time to finish.
Guys,
You've had plenty of
Run
time to
low,
Let me
go.
finish.
finish.
guys,
He's having a hard time
you don't
finishing.
even need. You don't even.
He said, "Let me."
You
He's
don't
having a
even
hard time
need to
finishing.
be-
Oh my God.
You don't have to be you don't even need to be a Fallout fan to enjoy this sublime piece of art. And I did my little research because I told a couple of people that this is a great show, watch it, right? Like 4 people that don't care nothing about video games, and all of them have come back to me with good reviews. All of them are like, yo, this is hot. Can you recommend like other shows like this? And I was like, okay, settle down, all right? They
That's
caught
not-
lighting in a
that's not-
bottle. This is not the average, all right? This is not what usually happens with video game adaptations. Point is,
Don't get excited.
this game,
On your
sorry,
tips.
this show is majestic. It is amazing. I haven't even finished it, and I'm telling you, it is amazing,
Stunned, huh?
stunning. I am lost for words.
Oh,
Don't even ask me if it's a
No, you're
5
not.
out of 5, if it's a
can't
10
lie
out
to
of
me.
10, if it's 100 out of 100.
Oh,
I
man.
can't find the flaw. And the cherry on top for me at least, is the discourse around this game. Around this show. The first thing that you would have seen is people talking about, oh, it's a female protagonist. Oh, it's woke. Oh, this and that.
I mean,
Nothing. Nothing.
I've seen someone
People-
Photoshop her ass.
God damn it. It's
But
a
she has one
perv.
hell of an ass. I'm
Alright?
sorry to say.
Oh,
She's
it's
got
a
one hell of an
perv.
ass.
Fucking
It's a
Photoshopped
curse.
her. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. People are allowed to be thirsty. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We're
And
not-
boy,
we're not
is she
about
thirsty.
to sit here.
Want to do
No,
a bubble,
because
huh?
Triple, think
All that
about it.
dude was
Triple.
thirsty. He took the
Triple,
soap
think
opera
about it.
bottle of water.
If it's gay, if it's a gay interest, no one ever points out like, oh, that's weird, right? If it's a trans interest, no one ever points out like, oh, that's weird, right? But if it's a straight interest, suddenly, right, everybody loses their minds, right? So settle down. all
I
right?
don't know. I see it from both sides, but
Point is, this show is the closest we've gotten to perfection when it comes to video game adaptations.
Man.
All hail the makers of Fallout.
Till you get to
Thank you
episode
very
3
much.
then.
Well, do you guys think that maybe because of the success of this show, Microsoft might be putting a little bit extra pressure on Bethesda, saying, "Hey, you know what? Maybe you need to put
no.
Elder
No,
Scrolls on the
Microsoft suck
back
at that.
burner
No,
and
no,
finish up the
no.
Fallout."
Nah. Microsoft
No,
don't know how to
no.
At
capitalize.
most, they'll probably help support
They don't know how to
76,
capitalize.
but they're not gonna get that Fallout 5 out as quick as possible, y'all.
No, they're not. They're not going to do
No,
that.
no,
That wouldn't be the smart thing to do anyway, dude. You
Not
don't.
at all.
Yeah.
The most Microsoft can do is be like, oh, look at this awesome sale on our dashboard on Xbox. That's the best they're going to do in terms of capitalizing on this thing. They have lightning in a
Well,
bottle
no,
right now.
they are
but
capitalizing
Microsoft
on it a little
will
bit already,
do
though, dude.
Nothing.
No,
They will
that's
do
not
nothing
true.
significant.
But they're giving us the upgrades to Fallout 4. It would be nice if they would also release one of the best, Fallout New Vegas, and give it a full upgrade. But they won't do that. But
They need to release the first
call
ones
that
over the
capitalizing,
isometric.
Paul.
The isometric ones. They need
well,
to
I
release
know, but
isometric ones
they are
too.
capitalizing. You're saying they're not doing any capital. They are a little bit. They're they're just.
I'm also
saying-
surprised that there wasn't
I'm saying they're not
something
doing
before
anything
the show
special.
with
They're not
the
going to
Xbox
do anything
logo in it.
special. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. They
Like-
don't even have the Xbox
Like,
logo there.
like it showed the Bethesda logo, which
Simple.
is great, but for people that
Simple.
don't know, that could just be any new other production company. Like they should have had the Xbox logo somewhere in that intro to really nail home. Like, yeah, this is something that is part of either Xbox's ecosystem or Microsoft owns this or something. Like for people that don't know, they don't know. and they
Does
still
The
Well,
have.
Last of Us have the PlayStation logo on it? I'm curious because I didn't watch that trash.
I'm pretty sure it does.
No, The Last of Us does have PlayStation's logo on it. I think PlayStation Studios or something
Yeah.
on it. It shows up. Yeah.
Oh,
Because Neil Druckmann worked
Xbox, get your shit
in hand
together.
with the shit. So and I'm assuming Bethesda must have worked in some part with the
Todd Howard
production
himself.
of the shit. So yeah. So
Yeah.
Xbox something, bro. Like, what are you guys doing?
Well, here's the thing.
Asleep at the wheel.
RPG88 says
No,
that.
I don't think so. Just because, dude, there's enough chatter about this game that if somebody really wants to know,
It's
you know,
show.
the-
Well,
again, but yeah.
RPG88 says the Pip-Boy gets used a lot as well. And yeah, and this is the thing, right? Like when I was seeing them use a Pip-Boy, I said, you know what? We all got cell phones, right? iPhones or Androids or whatever. Why don't they make like a device that you could plug your phone into and it's a Pip-Boy, but it
They
just
did,
uses your
dude.
phone?
They did.
They did for like Fallout
with
3 or
Fallout
4.
3 or 4. It was
Yeah.
4, I believe. 4, they
Yeah.
did that.
It was-
I
Oh,
remember
really?
the Paz
Yeah,
one.
for the collector's edition, you got a replica of the Pip-Boy, but people were kind of upset that it didn't
It
have
was
its own
full.
screen. But you were able to take your phone, download an app,
Yeah.
put your phone in there, and it was a fucking
Yeah.
Pip-Boy.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Just be like me, get you a smartwatch and get like a Pip-Boy watch
Pip-Boy
face,
app,
and there
yeah.
you go. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, that shit's cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, I
Pip-Boy's
think.
fucking cool.
Well, no, I was looking to see if they had something like that, and other than Etsy, nobody has it anymore. But I think if they released it, I think it would be quite popular, So I don't know. I mean, in general, it was a pretty good show. Let me get to Jim.
Pretty
Jim,
good.
It was pretty. I mean, it was really good. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm
Cut
only
the
2 episodes
cap.
in. I'm only
Pretty
2
good.
episodes in it. I'm
I'm
two
also
episodes.
only 2 episodes in, dude.
I have to wait. I got to see how everything sort of pans out to say, oh my God, it's the best show
Well,
ever.
from the 2 episodes, what can you say about the show? Pretty good.
No. Okay. So from the 2 episodes, okay,
I'm-
let me
I'm the same
rephrase
with
that.
you, Wise.
Uh,
Yeah, I thought it was
I-
pretty good.
I-
I think that's fine to say.
I
That's
can
just me.
safely
Shut
say
up,
that
Donut Drake.
Okay,
No
okay,
one
yeah.
wants to hear from you.
Walton
fat
Goggins'
bastard.
6-shooter is a fucking beast. That shit shoots like 80 caliber fucking missiles, bro.
Okay, so
Jesus
let me say
Christ.
this.
Well, that's
Of
just
the
like
two-
it's just like that's from the game too. It only shoots like 4 shots, I think.
They're
It
fucking
is-
massive. So
Yeah.
fucking big, though.
It's the best. I'll go as far as this. So far, from what I've seen, it's the best video game adaptation TV show and/or movie that I've seen thus far. How about that?
100%. Like,
Finally.
as good as The Last of Us is, The Last of Us deviates from the games in ways that were just unnecessary, that make
I
it
believe
not
you
as
guys
good
are
of an
done talking
adaptation.
about The Last of Us.
Well, you said it well.
You got to talk. I mean, they're both playing, in the same field, so you're gonna have to talk about one if you're talking about the other. But like I said, for me, because they deviate from shit in that one, as great as that show was, and I loved it, I didn't like the deviations. This one, it doesn't deviate from the fucking world that we know.
Well, because it doesn't need to deviate because it's a
Right.
separate story. That's
Right.
one of the reasons it works is because they didn't try to glue it down to a story we already knew.
100%.
And see, therein lies the rub. Therein is what I think they should be doing with all these video game adaptations. Like, I do not need another TV show telling me the story of Joel and Ellie.
No.
I would like to know something around that world that was happening because shit was going down around in that world, apart from just Joel and Ellie's shit
Listen,
going on.
clickers are fucking scary, whether you're fucking with Joel or with fucking Philly Bob on the fucking west coast of the goddamn country, or a different country altogether. Like,
Mhm.
clickers are going to be scary no matter where you are. We don't need to fucking see these people. We've seen their story.
Oh my
Tell a
god.
different story.
But, let me ask you this. So, we know that Bethesda has the Fallout IP, they have the Elder Scroll IP, and they have the Starfield IP. I personally feel of the 3 IPs that they have, this one
Elder
sort of,
Scrolls. Good.
I don't know. I don't think Elder Scrolls or Starfield would lend itself as well to a TV show adaptation as this show did. So
I think
that's just my
of
don't
those
see why
other 2, I think Starfield
I
could
think-
because you could tell a story in the Starfield universe without involving any of the shit we've already seen.
Yeah.
Um,
And
But
there's
then
so
you-
much lore with Elder Scrolls as well.
The problem with Elder Scrolls is those stories are kind of set in stone. So it'd be really hard to tell those stories.
Well,
outside of-
there's
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the universe outside of the video games. Is what I'm
Right.
getting at. So you can, there's a lot of stuff outside of video games you can talk about. And I was having a conversation with a few friends of mine. So asking, do you do a live action? Do you do an animated? And I almost feel like maybe an animated Elder Scrolls would be the route to go with that. I don't know about live action Elder Scrolls.
Well, now it's like, but in general, these video game adaptations are getting a lot better. Back in the day, remember with Yui Bowl and all the other
Mario.
shit. That oh my
Mario
god,
Bros.
It's
crap.
because they're being taken seriously now because we're having games and narratives in games that are doing it better than film and television have for years now.
Mhm.
So games are playing at the same level and in many cases higher than film and television are. So they don't have the excuse of it's just a thing for kids. It's a game. It's a toy.
Well,
Not anymore,
Hollywood.
dude.
Well, Hollywood in general, I think, is just tapped out of ideas, and they're like scared to make a new idea. So I think that they tried the books and the comics and everything, and I think that sort of has run its course to a certain extent. Now they're looking for other avenues or other areas where they can get source material, and I think gaming is that spot. And this generation going forward, my kids, there's no cartoons for them. There's no real comics. Everything is first. Basically assimilated through gaming, so that's what they know, and so I think that's why Hollywood is going to these games and saying, okay, well, let's go ahead and take these things that all of these people know about because that's what they've grown up with, and let's make stories out of it, and we got to make a decent story. So yeah, but we'll see. Jim, I've not heard from you, sir, so did you get a chance to see it?
See what?
I don't know.
Are you serious right now?
My throbbing penis. No, I mean, of course, it was a goddamn show, man.
Listen, man, his dog runs his account.
No, the dog runs the account. So, dog kind of took over.
Like, we've been talking about this fucking TV show for like 20 minutes, and I say, okay, what did you think? Oh, what show are you talking about?
You guys were talking? I wasn't paying attention.
No,
I
seriously.
care for The Last of Us and haven't really watched the Fallout stuff yet.
Okay, cool. Well, here's the thing. I was looking at this show, and I said, what will be the next show that I would like to see? And I honestly feel a Horizon Forbidden West TV show would do very well, as long as they don't do the same damn story that we saw with Aloy and all of them. Maybe some other.
After what they did with The Last of Us, what do you think they're gonna do?
I feel like it would follow Aloy. I feel like they would follow Aloy.
Yeah, it's harder for those games because you've got a main protagonist that's the main. Like, how are you going to do God of War without Kratos? He is the God of War. How are you going to do Horizon Zero Dawn? I mean, you absolutely could do it, but I think they're going to expect that people want to see Aloy. The game's about Aloy. She's the main character, so that's what they're going to do.
Yeah,
it'd be like trying to do Resident Evil without, or whatever, not Resident Evil, but the
They
female
tried
Indiana
that.
Jones, the
They
female
did.
Indiana Jones. I mean, the female Indiana Jones. What's her name?
Tomb Raider?
Yeah,
Lara Croft?
yeah,
Lara
Lara
Croft.
Croft. Yeah,
yeah.
trying to do a Tomb Raider without Lara Croft probably would not go over well.
Cerebral.
I mean,
Cerebral. Remember, they tried to make a Resident Evil without the original
yeah.
characters.
They
See
did.
how
that was
That
the
was
wrong
the
name.
first
That was the
one.
wrong name
Oh,
that
the
I named.
Netflix
That
one?
was
See how that
yeah.
turned out. That was a shit show.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Netflix one?
So some
Yeah,
of the
that
some
one.
of the-
No,
some of the-
the very first Resident Evil movie didn't have Claire Redfield or any of those people as the main
No,
character.
they just
Where did
made
it take place in then?
No, but it had
It
Wesker,
took place
didn't
in the
it?
same place. It took place in Raccoon
Didn't
City.
it have Wesker though?
No, Wesker didn't come into like the second or third one.
Yeah, he was later.
Oh, you're talking about the movies with what's her
Yeah.
name?
Mila
Okay.
Jovovich.
I totally forgot all about that.
Jovanovic, isn't that how you say it? Jovanovic is her name or something?
The J is the bit
Corbin de
silent.
las Coquitas.
Mila Jovovich.
She's middle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
because
well,
her husband was the producer of those movies.
Yeah. I mentioned
Right,
that
years
name
now,
by
I couldn't
accident.
make
That's not what, but I was thinking more about the whole Lara Croft thing. You couldn't do a movie about Tomb Raider and not have Lara Croft. People would get like,
Right.
Watch
what the
them.
fuck is this?
Watch them try. Watch
You
them
know,
try.
you know what I would like to see. I think they said that they are working on it. I would love to see either a BioShock movie or a BioShock show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That would be-
BioShock would be
But
great.
whether it's BioShock Infinite or BioShock where it's under the water, I don't care.
Oh, no,
That
that'd be
world,
great.
I think, would
Yeah.
be fucking amazing.
That would be great.
Yeah.
You,
yeah,
might
yeah.
run into the problem with that though is that story would run the game pretty much. They would have to find a way to break it to its own, so people aren't going, "That's not what happened in the game. That's not what the guy did
Oh
in the
my
game."
lord.
Yeah, but see, it doesn't have to involve the same character. It can be anyone
Well,
who
it-
somehow
but
ended
no.
up in Rapture. And
Yeah,
what
because that universe is awesome.
Well, no, you're gonna have to have a Big Daddy in there or something of that
Yeah.
equivalent.
of course, I'll have a Big Daddy.
So
what,
with
what I'm saying is
Fallout,
that
or
it,
not
it
Fallout,
could be a random person that somehow ends up in Rapture. and
with-
the idea behind Rapture and stuff is pretty much set in stone. I mean,
yeah,
Right,
I think with BioShock you could do a lot when you're talking about what happened before things happened in the first game. I know the
Yeah, now you could do that,
DLC
yeah.
Burial at Sea kind of touched
Ooh.
on that, but you could really touch on it a little
Pretty
bit
cool.
more in the Burial at Sea DLC was the BioShock Infinite DLC that explained the events of the first one or led into the events of the first one. But yeah, they could totally do a prequel. Exactly.
Wow, Triple. You actually
that-
played the games. Interesting.
BioShock.
And I think also
my
another
gosh.
thing that Fallout has going for it is that it is a new take on that genre. Like we've seen post-nuclear war TV shows and movies in the past, right? But they've always been the same tone where they've been very serious and morose and what happens afterwards and the survivors and blah, 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 blah. This one is like, yeah, they still have that seriousness in it, but they bring the campiness and the humor as well. So it's something a little bit different than
And
the
it
traditional
works.
genre of that type. Yeah.
Motherfucker, they buy shit with bottle caps. Come on.
Right.
Bro.
By the way, I don't know if anybody noticed that there are a couple of places at least in the first episode where she's going through, and you see a Pip-Boy bobblehead set up in the background somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job with that. And remember, what was it? It was 4 where somebody actually bought it with bottle caps, thousands upon thousands of bottle caps, and Bethesda actually sent them a copy of the game. Yeah,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
I remember that story. Yeah.
yeah.
Well-
I remember when that happened. Yeah,
And somebody named your kid Dope King.
yeah.
but it's a good show. And I think that, you know, I
Stop
don't
saying
know.
it's just good.
Oh my! Okay, it's a fucking the greatest show of all time. Okay, is that
There
better?
you go.
Okay, guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Prior to the show, I think the greatest scene of like nuclear explosions and all that shit was the beginning of Terminator 2,
Yeah.
right? Well, it was not the beginning, but it's that scene in Terminator
Not
2
even
where Sarah Connor
Oppenheimer
gets
is
turned
better.
into shit. But the beginning of this fucking show, man, I was like, holy fuck! It's like, not one. It was 6, 7. How many? I was like, holy shit! It grabs you, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question,
It's
Super. You've
raining
seen it. You don't have to spoil it, but tell me something. Do we find out what happens to his daughter?
God damn it. No, don't say nothing, Super.
Okay,
Fuck you, Wise.
No,
I'm not
no,
gonna
piece of
don't.
shit.
listen. Yes,
No.
bro. Okay.
Okay,
His daughter is Maximus. She got a gender and race change.
Because it's the future, so you can change your race as well. Nice, Super. I love
There
it.
we go.
No, but listen, they're like I said, I'm not going to say anything. By the time you get to the end of the show, you're not going to have all your questions answered about everything that you want to understand or know. But that's great because we know a second season is coming. So any question you may have about anything, maybe we'll find it next season, maybe not. But the fucking journey, that's all that fucking matters. I'm here for the journey, my friends.
Right.
That's
Well,
cool.
that was the thing about Fallout, right? It's not the end game. It's like how you get to the end game, right? So yeah. But you see that like it looks like the people who wrote the story for this game for this TV show actually played the game and had an appreciation for the lore.
Holy
And
shit!
that's
You
important.
mean people who like and played and understand the source material, writing something
Fuck.
based on that source material, and it turning out great? Who
What a
fucking came up
concept,
with this
right?
idea? Geniuses.
Well, plus they have access to all even if they didn't play the game, they have access to all the guides and stuff, which do have a lot of the back information about the world and the world it takes place in.
Which listen,
Or they can do what I did. Watch
if you're
like
hired,
a,
if you're hired as a production company or a director or producer of a property you don't understand, hey, do research. All you got to
Yeah.
do is some fucking
there's
research.
like
Don't be like,
there's like
don't
a
take
4-hour
things that
video.
people recognize and
Yeah.
make whatever the
Fallout
fuck you
lore out
want,
there.
and then just say, "Oh, here's all the shit people recognize. Throw it in there," and that's the show. That's not how you do it.
Yeah. Well, all right. So anybody else have anything to say?
We
Go
can't take
ahead.
it for granted. We can't take it for granted
Yep.
because many shows and movies that have been adapted from video games, you see the fucking directors, you see the actors saying it like very smugly. I have no idea about the source material. Like I don't give a fuck, and it's like, bro, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Yep.
How did you get this job? How did you
Exactly.
walk through the fucking door?
They knew a guy.
So
They
we
knew a
can't
guy. They
take
knew a
this for
guy.
granted.
That's
you know,
exactly what it
one
comes
thing
down
I will
to.
say that's nice, and we talked about the fact that they didn't repeat what we saw in the games. We didn't see anybody go into the vaults when the bombs went off. That's not what we were witness to. In
Right.
fact, we didn't see
Yeah.
anybody go into the vaults at all. We didn't see the vault until they opened up the second sequence.
Well, also remember,
Yeah.
we actually saw the people who didn't even make it into the vault. You know, when
Oh,
she
yeah.
first came out. Yeah. So that was cool.
No,
Like,
what I'm saying is, all the games started with, some guys coming to your door and, hey, you've made it, come run to the
Mhm.
vault. We didn't see any, they didn't repeat any of that. So that's what's nice for those of
Except for
us. that were-
Fallout 2 and 3, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. It was,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
nice the fact that, if we were a fan of the game, we knew what was gonna start up. But if you weren't, you were just like, oh my God, how do any of these people survive?
Survive,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do y'all think about the whole thing being released on one day? Do y'all like that where they either release what do y'all prefer?
yeah.
Do you prefer them releasing all of
Let-
them at one shot
Let-
or
let
releasing
me-
them per
let
week?
me
let,
just
let
talk
me
to
watch
one.
it at my pace, not your pace.
Yes.
Why do you
Yeah.
define and dictate the pace? I get to watch your show.
I grew
Yeah.
up having to wait a week to see the next episode of my favorite anime. Then I got to wait all over again. I'm good. I don't want to do that again.
And you know what? If I
That's
binge
good.
watch your show and didn't sign up for a second month, I'm telling people I binge watched your show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your show is amazing. I love the show. There's going to be people coming your way.
But what about the repeat engagement that they're looking for? They're like, well, if we release it all at one
I can
time, they'll
figure it
see
out.
it and then they'll
There's
come out.
plenty of
Figured it
suckers
out.
there. I mean,
I mean, there's
people out there,
there's
you know?
pros and cons, obviously, right? Because the pros when people get to binge it, say, "Hey, I binge watch your show; it's amazing." But then you don't have the every week water cooler. Oh, did you see this week's episode? So I mean,
Oh
there's
my God.
there's pros and cons to both. But
Yep.
again, for me, I like to watch at my pace. If I want to binge
Yep.
it, let me binge it. I don't like being made to wait,
Yeah.
but I'm a spoiled motherfucker, and I want what I want. So
Well, and
Yeah.
let me just say that Prime is kind of a different beast. Most people don't just sign up for Prime just for the TV shows.
right.
So
Right.
they're not usually one and done. If they're not already a member of Amazon Prime,
I think you
They
can buy
sign up. Yeah.
Prime Video separately though. I
Can
think
you?
that's what I'm
I
doing.
didn't think that used to be, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
because
I think so. At least
I've
me.
literally been a Amazon Prime member since they launched the program in like 2001 or whatever it was.
yeah, I had,
Or
to, I had to check
1999.
again.
So
But I mean, I still get ads on this stuff. So even though I'm a
Yeah.
Prime member, I still get ads. So
I didn't
not-
get
not-
I
not on the show.
I didn't get any ads
Yep,
during
the
the
show
show.
has
I got
zero ads.
at the start, which I appreciate. At least with Hulu, like they'll toss one in the middle, like, God damn it. And this one's like, here's your ads at the start. Enjoy the rest of the show. Like, awesome, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not,
that's
not,
what I
appreciate
not,
that.
not for the show specifically. There are other things
Yeah,
on Prime.
yeah.
Yeah, but for this show specifically, there are no ads at all.
Does it kind of bug me that I pay $150 a year or whatever it is, and I get ads during my movies or shows, or not movies so much as shows, because movies they don't tend to break up, but
Oh,
yeah, it bugs me a little bit. But I'm also not going to pay them an extra X amount of money per year to not get ads either.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's true.
Bastards.
Dude, it's
sometimes
not
I
like
don't
we're
even mind the
paying for it.
ads. Sometimes they would put an ad on. I'm like, I didn't even know that was out. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't like it, So,
Or
Yeah.
if it's like you said, if they're grouped up all before the movie starts or whatever, I don't even notice. Okay, so I'll come back in 2 minutes and the movie will start. Okay,
Yeah.
it's whatever.
all right, so let's go. Let's go to the next topic. Something really small. Robert Downey Jr. has gone on record to say, yeah, he would not mind coming back to the MCU and playing Tony Stark again. So
Oh, you mean being himself on set and making $30-40 million, whatever the fuck he gets? I'm sure he would love to do that.
Easy as pie, yeah.
exactly.
Show up, you make money.
He's not acting. He is Iron Man. That's just him.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I mean, he like a
One
billionaire philanthropist who's drunk half the time. Yeah, I don't think he had to stretch too much to play that role.
You had to
Yeah,
get
man.
drunk again. You had to...
Yeah, so.
Unnecessary violence.
But I mean, sort of like I think he knows he's typecasted, but I think he's so far gone. Like he's so far into.
I don't think he
like,
cares, dude.
at this point in
Seriously,
time,
I
it's
mean,
like-
He gets money. He'll do it.
Right.
Listen, man, he's doing his Tai Chi and fucking just doing Robert Downey shit. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind having him back either, because I think he played that role with perfection.
Listen,
well,
Yeah.
to me, it depends. Though, are they going to start aging him? Because I mean, he can only do that for so long, and you still can't
Actually,
be the
he
young in your 30s Tony Stark.
Well,
Because
why
he's
not?
Iron
It's
Man.
all suit assisted.
Exactly. He can be geriatric.
Yeah.
Or even better, what they can do is since Jarvis is now Vision or what, right? They can make another AI and make it like have Tony Stark's persona or whatever, and then
Yeah.
there you go.
Real quick, we're off topic, but cool story. When I heard this, I thought it was kind of cool. Obviously, Paul Bettany, the guy that voiced Jarvis, is now he is Vision. Well, after all that shit happened with what's his name, Ultron, Tony Stark needed to find a new AI because Jarvis was gone. So he installed Friday. Friday's the new AI that he uses, the AI that Peter Parker had in his glasses. That's Paul Bettany's wife.
Oh, really? Wow, that's pretty cool.
It's what's her name from the Labyrinth, Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, that's right.
You're kidding? Oh, wow. I don't know that. I did not put that.
This just
together.
makes me want to go back and start rewatching the good Marvel movies.
Yeah, they after Endgame, those things sort of went downhill
That
really
was
quick.
pretty much
So,
it.
yeah.
The only thing good after Endgame was No Way Home, and then after that, everything is trash. Nobody gives a fuck.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was one of the
Yeah,
No,
Guardians of the
that
Galaxy
was good. That was good.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. That was a
But
tearjerker.
they've
dude.
lost-
Well, it's because
They-
what's his
No
name?
spoilers.
it.
No spoilers. Spoilers.
Yeah,
Nah, I heard it. Never mind. Go
Well-
ahead.
Also-
Talk amongst
Yeah,
you.
just don't try and tell me that Thor: Love and Blunder was any good.
Oh,
okay?
that-
That was
that-
phenomenal. I thought that was the greatest
That
movie ever. No,
was
I'm joking.
that is for me the worst movie in the entirety of the
Oh
MCU.
god.
We will
yeah.
kick you out.
It is
Triple.
the worst.
Oh, dude, the
No, Quantum Mania takes a close second.
Quantum
Quantum
Mania's
Mania, like
fucking
what?
terrible. Oh no, the
Yo,
Eternals.
Quantum Mania was-
The Eternals was a fucking
Eternal, yeah, but
horrible film.
let's be honest. Eternals isn't an MCU movie. I don't give a fuck what they say.
It was fucking horrible.
They
It
don't
was like
think
a
that.
TV movie. They're like, well, let's just put it in the theater. You think?
How do you have Angelina Jolie and Salma Hayek in the same fucking movie, and I hate it?
And it's
Still fucking fun.
And the funniest
Because they
one.
didn't kiss each other. That's why. That's
Yeah, that was-
Yeah, maybe if they would. Maybe they would have gotten more ratings or better ratings or something. But no, like the funniest is the Marvels, right? They put that fucking thing on Disney Plus, and still nobody wants to watch that shit. So it's
I still
The
haven't
characters
watched.
that
I
the
still haven't
years
watched it. I
about.
still haven't watched it.
I'm sorry.
It's not bad, guys. The Marvels is not bad.
No,
Like
man.
it's okay.
My favorite part was that planet where they have to sing like they're in a fucking Disney film. Well, they are.
Alright, that was cringe.
You mean when
Okay,
they-
that was
Yeah.
cringe.
Yeah,
But besides that,
They
it
were
wasn't like a terrible
in
movie.
the Bollywood movie. When they
oh,
were
yeah.
doing the Bollywood scene.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, yeah. And I'm an Indian, and I was watching it. I'm like, God, I don't even know if I should be offended by this shit. You know, it's so bad.
Terrible.
It's just who idea is this? Like we don't want to hear these, and they're not even people who can sing. It's like nobody wants to hear these fucking people, and they're not even sing. They're sing talking. It's like who fucking thought this was a good idea?
They needed to line them up and
If you
bitch
took that
slap
gimmick out.
everybody.
If you took that gimmick out of that whole part of the movie, first of all, the movie would flow a lot better. Second, it
Yes.
changes nothing about the movie except for the fact that I didn't have to listen to that stupid shit for 20 minutes. It doesn't affect
Exactly.
the movie at all.
It's I don't know.
Terrible.
It's gotten to the point where I don't know if the MCU even has it in them anymore to make a decent movie. I'm hoping Deadpool. I'm thinking Deadpool is going to be Deadpool 3 is going to be good.
Look, Deadpool is going to be fucking amazing and has nothing to do with Disney or the MCU. It's all fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
all
that-
of
you
it.
know,
Joking about how he'll save the MCU. That's the fucking
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
part.
I'm
It's
MCU
awesome.
Jesus. Marvel Jesus. Yeah.
I
think
love the
Disney-
Wolverine's
You
costume.
think Disney writers came up with that shit? Come on.
Oh no.
no, that's all Ryan. That's all
A
Reynolds.
a pegging joke, bro. A pegging joke.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was.
That was great.
It's. I guess the proof will be in the pudding. I mean, it seems like between DC and Marvel, they just don't know what they're doing anymore with any
No,
of those
that
superhero movies.
the problem wise is they do know what they're doing and they're choosing to continue to do it when everybody around them clearly says, "Don't do that. We don't like that. We don't want to see that. We don't care who this person is. You know the characters we love and like. Why are we dealing with this person? Ironheart? Who gives a fuck about Ironheart? Nobody.
Exactly.
Damn it, did I-
Okay." So and it's
Yeah,
not
but
just
the
the
people that
MCU,
are
it's
making
it's
it-
all their shit. All
The
this
people that are
shit.
making it are not here to make good products. They're here to sit us down and tell us why we are wrong.
Yeah. Well, and that's the big problem.
And see, therein lies the
and
rub.
To be fair, I think they could introduce some of these lesser known characters in a proper way, but they have to do it with the known characters and make it work.
100%. Not even Paul, because I didn't know anything about the Guardians of the Galaxy prior to that movie, and now I love the
Paul.
Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's totally
Paul.
possible.
Oh, there was a lot.
with anybody.
Paul, what you're saying can only be done by someone who gives a fuck about
Yeah,
other
they
people's
care.
opinions.
They
They don't care about our
Kevin
opinions.
Feige has checked out as he fucking cashes his checks. He's done.
Actually, yeah, there's a lot of there's actually a whole background on that.
They
that
don't
shows
care
that
what we
he really
think. Yeah.
he really wasn't the one, and he wasn't the one making all the good decisions. He took the credit for it. There was a lot more to it than you know.
I've always tried to
Everybody-
tell people that, and they always told me, no, it's
no,
all Feige, man.
He
Feige's
took
doing
the credit.
Like, no,
He totally did not do what everybody thinks he did.
I mean, even before he became one of the bad guys, a lot of it was Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon was behind a lot of it.
Joss Whedon as well. It was the creators who were behind
Yeah.
the big movies. What's them?
Yeah.
The two brothers that basically made
The Russo brothers.
the
Yeah,
Russo
the Russo
brothers.
brothers.
Huge.
Yeah,
They were a huge part of it, but actually one of the biggest was what's his name from Guardians of the Galaxy was James Gunn.
Yep.
James Gunn.
Oh yeah, James
One of the
Gunn.
big.
And,
He was
and
one of the
let's
big
put
push.
some respect on John Favreau's name as well.
Oh, yeah.
Favreau was another, and he's amazing. And so you have these creatives who really did a great job, and they all, and it's as opposed to DC where it didn't gel. Over at the Marvel side, for some reason, luck or just fate or whatever, they all came together at the right time, and they really worked together pretty well. Even if they didn't work together, their projects worked together. And
Right.
if anything, Feige was cracking a whip of everything has to go together, and that was
Right.
about all he did.
Well,
Everybody
because
else was
before
like,
then,
"Oh, okay."
because before then, we never had anything like that. Well, in comics, you did. You had your
comics, you
individual
did.
story, yeah. But then they came together and they.
that
yeah.
synergy there was between each fucking movie, where this movie leads into the next movie, leads into the
Right.
next movie,
It was
and
like a
they're
serial.
interconnected
It was
in
amazing.
chronological order, bro.
Yeah, it was
Right.
fucking nuts.
The
Amazing.
only downside is, and they admit they ran into this later, it became hard to track and keep everything in line with the TV shows and the movies and all the different
Well, that's the
things.
They
problem.
shouldn't have done
Yeah.
the movies. They shouldn't have done
Right.
the TV shows.
Well,
They
the
should have,
TV shows
they should have
were-
left the
that
TV
was-
shows on the side.
The only
Right.
the only mistake they did with the TV shows was not incorporating the stuff that went to fucking Netflix. I'll tell you that. That
Right.
was
Yeah.
that was a dumb
Oh,
decision.
my
Especially
goodness.
like Daredevil. I was like, oh well, that was actually pretty good. And the Punisher. I mean, God, that would have been great to bring
Oh,
those.
Punisher's
people in.
like my Punisher of that group
Well,
is my favorite.
Well,
really
even
enjoy that.
even Jessica
That's also
Jones was
amazing.
phenomenal. The
Yeah.
Netflix
Listen,
Jessica Jones was excellent.
Every one of those shows besides Iron Fist were,
yeah.
were great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, who was the guy who played
Yeah,
Kingpin? That
even Luke
oh my
Cage.
God, who's that guy's
Oh,
name?
Vincent
Who's the guy?
D'Onofrio.
No, yeah.
Vince, yeah.
It's sort of like he is Kingpin. I can't see anybody
Right.
playing Kingpin besides him.
And that's why he's MCU's Kingpin.
Well,
Right.
and then you're seeing right now, you're seeing Disney just fumble and struggle trying to bring another Daredevil show that's completely had its nuts cut off, and they're like, "Oh, this is going to be great," and it's garbage. It's
He
total
got his
garbage.
ass
Probably
beat
be.
by a deaf girl who's missing a leg.
Well,
Damn.
you know, her disability trumps his. That's what it is, right?
Well, you
Oh
know,
my
I
goodness.
mean, it happened. It happened.
What?
It happened.
Right?
It happened.
He has zero
Christ.
superpowers.
Her disability trumps his.
I'm just saying it. I'm
Lord.
just saying, there you go. You wonder why?
Bro, this is like if I jabbed a pencil in my ear and then all of a sudden I could fucking beat. I could kick Spider-Man's ass,
It's
right?
like the Flash gets hit by goddamn lightning and chemicals, and he just
No.
does incredible
No. It reminds me. Remember Batman and Robin? All the Batgirl did was find the cave, and she walked into the cave, and where she wasn't supposed to be, and then the AI variation of Alfred said, "Oh yeah, you found the Batcave, and we're gonna make you Batgirl." You know that type of shit.
And let's not also forget the fact that they fucking had our boy Daredevil do the walk of shame after getting literally smashed by She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, she is a muscle mommy.
Walking with his
Let's
shoes
not
off
bring-
like
let's
it's his
not
high heels at the end of the night.
Let's
Why are
not
his shoes off?
bring that
Why is he
show
walking
up.
barefoot?
Come on, throw that one in the trash. Good.
Yeah.
I
I,
don't know,
mean,
man.
you sort of knew the direction when you first saw Endgame when not Miss Marvel, but what was that girl's name? Who Brie Larson, who played
Captain Marvel,
Marvel.
the one
Captain
that
Marvel.
nobody likes.
Yeah, she came in. Yeah, I can kill Thanos with one hit. And I'm looking at him like, well, bitch, where were you in the last one? You know, like, why in the fuck weren't you there doing this
Oh,
shit?
she was feeding an entire fucking civilization of pussycats in a spaceship, evidently.
Oh, what was the best is the beginning of that. She like destroys planets and kills all like does
Yeah.
horrible destruction, kills all these people. It's like, oh yeah, that's good. She's a good person. It's like what?
I mean, well, they did the same thing with Scarlet Witch. It's like Scarlet Witch fucking mind controlled an entire town, fucking took. But now we're supposed to like her again.
Oh
It's
no,
like,
no,
what
that
kind of
was
shit is
the
that?
worst. No. The worst was in Ant-Man, dude. I'm sorry, Quantumania. Jesus Christ, just watching them bring some of the best characters in Marvel and then fucking rape them on screen. I was like,
Oh
what
God.
the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you fucking do that?
Now-
The best Reed Richards we've ever fucking seen was in
Yeah.
that movie, and he gets fucking killed. I'm like,
You took the definitive Professor
They
X
turned
and
him
you
into fucking
gimped him.
spaghetti.
dude.
Yeah, that was.
You
Well,
took the definitive Professor X.
Professor X is a gimp by definition. So
Well, and they
I-
that
Oh
that,
my
that,
lord.
that vandalism that we watched, that is what the leadership of Disney has done. That was the like perfect expression of what they thought about everything that exists under their
True.
control. They don't give
Most
a fuck
definitely.
about it. We want to do what we want to do, and what I want to bring up is all the shit that the characters that people are like, oh, I've never heard of this one before. I've been collecting comics. I stopped collecting comics about 2015, 2016. I was like, I was collecting for years and years, and I was like, yeah, this is just crazy expensive. I got to cut myself off. But I had been collecting, and I have friends that collect and had comic book shops and lost their comic book shops because Marvel were bringing these comics out with characters people never heard before, all the ones that they're putting in their movies now, and they didn't fucking sell. They didn't sell. Nobody wanted them. Nobody asked for them. They brought them out. They didn't sell. They get canceled. A month later, they bring another version of the exact same character that doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. And they've been doing this for years now, to where Marvel itself on paper, as far as a comic book company, doesn't even exist anymore. They're not worth shit. They are not worth shit. The only thing at Marvel that's worth anything is the film production studio. Everything else is garbage. Everything they make is trash. So that is the problem. And people are like, oh, yeah, we made these great characters. No, nobody wanted those characters. None of your comic collectors collected them. They didn't sell. That is a big thing.
Bro, they made this whole lineup of these like extremely like woke ass characters. It was like, hey, here's brother and sister. Hey, he wears pink. He wears blue. And it's like
that didn't even get off the ground. That was a concept. They showed it. People
That
were
didn't
like,
even get
"What the fuck?"
published.
They were like, what the fuck is that? And they were like, oh shit, nothing. I don't even know.
The nail in the coffin for me was when I saw the She-Hulk TV show, and at the very end she was twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. I said, yeah. I'm done.
oh, that was awesome, dude. No, that was fun.
Bro, hey, Praxis, remind me, wasn't one of those characters we were just talking about? Wasn't one of their names Safe Space?
Yes.
Safe Space?
That was the name of one. Dude,
you had a goddamn
it
character
is.
named Safe Space?
It's literally like if some fucking
Wait,
woke
didn't they,
person came up with fucking characters for a fucking high school. Like some high school superhero.
Was it the? I'm trying to think. There's a comic book of characters where they're called like Snowflake and Safe Space, and
Those are the ones.
That's
Those
what
are the
I'm
ones,
talking
bro.
about.
Oh, God.
they were in a show, or I just talking about the comic.
And also getting back to
No. It didn't
we're
even
at a
get off
place
the
where
ground.
Disney, when they're making decisions on what they're going to do, like you would think, okay, I'm going to produce, let's say,
The new
another
one-
Hulk movie. I'm going to find a director who knows the source material, has experience making films like that. I mean, MCU movies are not cheap. They're incredibly expensive movies. And what do? They're making these new movies or these new shows or new whatever from directors who have done nothing. But it's like, oh, here's the director of this new movie. They are a female woman of color. And it's like, who gives a fuck? They don't know the source material. They don't they've never directed anything on this scale. Why would you think that this is a winning combination?
They were making superhero comic books, the ones I'm talking about, and you were like, oh, it's like Miss Marvel or whatever, right? And the entire point of the comic book that you're reading is this argument about the patriarchy, or argument about something, and people are being mean to these people, and we got to stop them from oppressing. And I'm like, this isn't a fucking superhero comic. What the fuck is this? it made no sense. And they were just trying to do a social commentary in a comic book, and they were using it as a vehicle for pushing something. Literally, it wasn't like somebody says that's what's happening, and that wasn't really that was exactly what was happening, and that's what ruined the comic books.
Like it's
Well,
supposed to be, it's supposed to be
nice thing
escape- it's supposed to be escapism
real quick,
for
let
us.
me just throw out there that real quick, even if you go back and because Darth, you're an old school comic book guy like I am.
Oh yeah.
They used to be able to tell those stories within the confines of being a comic book about superheroes.
Of course, but they
you
did
would,
it with,
you would,
they
yeah,
did
you
it
would,
takes talent.
you would still get the same messages,
Well,
but
you
the
would get
messages
That takes
weren't-
talent, guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's all is they treat us the fans today
was-
as a dog that just took a
Right.
shit on the
Yeah,
carpet
it was
and they just
inter-
smear our face in it.
Well,
It was
see, my
interwoven. Yes, it was interwoven. It was written deftly with
Yeah.
some talent, so that you actually had subtlety. So you had to
Yeah,
had to
and you
listen
did
to
you
it
did
to-
you didn't
oh,
you didn't
oh that
you didn't
oh, that
yeah you
resonates.
yeah
That's
you
different.
didn't realize you were getting banged
It
over the
wasn't
head
like you
with
get
social
slapped in the
commentary.
face and saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, you're an idiot." Here you
I,
go."
I will say, I don't know if you guys have been watching it, but X-Men 97 though is actually pretty
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
I
It's
haven't
good, it's good,
I haven't
it's
watched
good.
any of it yet. I haven't watched any of it yet.
No,
It's-
but,
it's
you know,
pretty fucking good, Paul.
what's pissing me off about all of this is even and as a minority watching this, I understand what they're doing. Oh, we don't
Like,
have
you're
a
a minority.
guy.
You're a minority, really?
Well, yeah, that's what they told me. No, but at least I
Not
have
in
a
India,
category.
there's
No.
billions of you. Not in
At
India, there's
least,
billions
at
of you little
least,
bastards.
at least I have a category now. I'm an Asian Pacific Islander. Back in the day when I first went to school, it was black. It was either black, white, or other. I was other for so fucking long. I didn't even know what the fuck I was.
Oh my goodness.
Then I'm like, oh, I guess I am a Pacific Islander.
Listen, bro, 1.4 billion people in India. Ain't no fucking minority. Shit
No,
the
what
fuck
the
up.
hell?
Well, in America, I
Paul
was
are the
always the
biggest
other,
minorities
you know?
on the panel.
No, I mean, but it just as a minority guy, I actually get offended because it seems like, we don't have a guy that looks like this guy. Oh, we need to put somebody in there. Let's go ahead and create a superhero for. I don't need that.
Hey, look, Wize, it's Quickie Cart Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Quickie
Gas
Mart man,
station guy, Subway
Yeah.
man.
I have no problem. Once again, I have no problem with somebody who has talent creating a character, any character. I don't give a fuck what they look like. That's a
Right.
good character, and making their own comic. But I do not like when they take. And I have a lot of friends of all kind of backgrounds who collect comics that don't like seeing the original comic character be completely subverted and changed into something else. And you're like, why? What? You arbitrarily did that? Why? Oh, we want that group of people to be happy now. It's like, make a character for him. What the fuck are you doing? You're literally
Exactly.
stealing a character, and you're like, I'm going to put this person in. That's why I don't like the Fantastic Four. I don't like seeing them. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's like, okay, whatever.
And it's
I
not
don't- I
about
don't-
being
I don't
racist or
anymore.
sexist. Like, I don't want to see Blade as anything other than a black man.
That's
okay?
what he is,
I
dude.
don't
Thank you.
care.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna take Blade and make him into a Hispanic woman, and it's like that
No,
ain't
what
gonna
if they
fly.
make him? What if they make it? Wait. What if they make him to an albino black man? Is that okay?
Oh my god. Why? Let's move on.
It's gonna be a day Walker that has to figure out
Alright.
This is really triggering me now. You guys start talking about Bishop, I'ma leave right now.
Oh my god.
No, okay. Well, anyway, speaking of Disney IPs that were in the news
I
this
saw
week,
Bishop. He was in Deadpool 2. That was Bishop, right?
Who?
okay, so let's talk about another Disney IP that they released a trailer this week, not a movie but a game. Star Wars Outlaws. They released
Yeah.
yep.
Looks
They
great.
released. Yeah, looks good. Looks really
That
good.
celebration, what the fuck? That was so awkward.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, and I watched
Fuck
this guy
that
named
game.
I watched this guy called I watched this guy called Llouck Stevens. I don't know if y'all heard of him before, but he's a YouTuber, and he does these commentaries and stuff. And he was commenting on the trailer that they released, and he said, normally I'm not a big fan of Ubisoft games, but if Ubisoft can just deliver what they showed, this is going to be a phenomenal game. And I agree. I mean, I think it's going to be good. Now, the thing I have a pushback on is, the base game is $70. If you want everything else, it's going to cost you at least $100, maybe $170. So
$130, 170 is Canadian dollars.
130, 170.
US dollars is
Oh, with
130.
your wallet, people. Don't buy the Ultra Edition for some skins. Don't buy the skins.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
think-
gonna buy skins.
I think Target has
Some
a
fuzzy
steel
dice for
book,
the
but
rearview mirror of your fucking spaceship.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's I don't know which one I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a digital copy. I don't know which copy I'm gonna get. I'm probably gonna shell out for the $100 one because I at least let you play the game 3 days early or something like that. But
No. You are playing the game on time. Everyone else is getting to play the game 3 days late for not paying extra money for the game.
that is a perspective. That is a perspective.
It's the absolute
No,
truth.
it's
What is this
the
3 days early
perspective.
bullshit?
But it looks good. Anyone else have anything to say about Star Wars?
I mean, it's definitely the Han Solo game we've always fucking wanted.
I mean,
Jesus.
I hope it's good. Unfortunately,
Han Solo as a woman does look interesting. Does look interesting.
I will say, unfortunately for me, or at least Twitter being Twitter, what is this discourse about her looks like? I don't know what's going on. There's so many people talking about
This is
her.
the
so-
problem. They hired a beautiful actress that they wanted to use her likeness of, scanned her, and then said, "You know what? You're too cute. Let's kind of move some shit here, move it like they do with all these actresses." It's like, why are you paying them to use their likeness if you're not going to use their likeness? Why did you pay them?
Yeah, make her look like a 70s teenage boy instead of a girl, kind of, in a way.
All right, is the
Not
character model
completely. She
hideous?
looks-
No, but why
she's-
deviate?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like what was it? Fable.
Maybe
right?
be
Not
to
Fable.
me. I think it could be person, kind of the story they're trying to tell in the universe they're trying to make. They don't want big bad
They don't
and
want her to be
jiggly or
pretty.
whatever.
Right, then Paul,
Yeah.
then find a girl who's not a 7 or an 8. Be like, hey, we need a 6. Can we
Well,
see
no,
some
because
sixes?
maybe she's got the voice chops for it, dude.
Bring
Remember,
your
it's
number.
also
We need to see
it's
it.
also about her her ability to
Got
voice
them.
act too. Also comes into play.
Mhm.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
well then again, they're paying her not only for her voice but also for her likeness. If they're not going to use her likeness,
But the likenesses have never always been 100% exact.
Well, look
Correct,
what
yeah.
happened. in Guardians of
you
the
see the
Galaxy
hold on,
3.
you see the guy that's playing Black Panther in that upcoming.
No,
Well, the thing that
I know,
people-
but I'm not
Exactly
saying
like
it.
that.
But
the-
it's not always an always thing, dude. That's not,
Yeah. Plus, there's a difference of studios and talent to get things to look accordingly. Like if you look at something like what Ninja Theory's doing, what they're doing with Cinema versus other studios, the talent.
I think in most cases where the character model didn't look exactly like the person, I think it's more because just the graphics weren't as good back then, or when they did it. I think for the most part,
Guys,
when they're trying to
since-
make the character look like the person, they're trying to make it look like the person. I just don't understand. Listen, for me, I don't understand the point in paying her for her likeness to not use her likeness or to modify her likeness.
but
Like, if
her
you're not gonna-
likeness. Her likeness doesn't have to be a 1-to-1, dude. That's what I'm saying. There's
The
nothing in there
problem
that
is
says
that
it's
the
gotta
other
be-
actors, the problem is that the other actors in this very same game look
The
like
same.
the characters they are playing.
Yes,
So it's like everyone gets to look like themselves
except for her.
in the
Well,
game.
well, we
except for
from
you.
what we saw, we haven't necessarily seen 100% of
There's
everything,
another.
dude. I
Well,
mean,
this is true. There's
We
another.
haven't
case-
seen 100%.
There's another case in the private chat. I posted a picture, and it's from Guardians of the Galaxy 3's poster. And all you need to do is open it up, look at it, and then look at Karen Gillian.
Yep.
And she's from
Bro,
from
no.
Doctor Who. And you look at it, and it ain't her. It's a dude.
right.
They
Or-
photoshopped her to look like a man, and I'm like, why did they do that? And to the point where the actress actually apologized for it. She's like, I didn't know they were going to make me look like that. I'm sorry. You didn't even recognize me. It looked weird, and they did that for I don't know why. They just thought, oh yeah, we don't want to make her look sexy at all.
just like with Aloy in Horizon, like she is clearly changed from the character or the woman whose likeness they're using, because she's a really cute girl, but yet Lance Reddick looks exactly, rest in peace, looks
oh, yeah.
exactly like Lance Reddick.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's
Oh,
artistic.
shut up!
I don't have a
Super.
problem.
Kidding.
Like, I don't have a problem with it, but I hope my issue is not with the choice. My issue is with people pretending like this wasn't on purpose. Like they didn't, and talking about, oh no, face scanning limitations, bro, since 2013. All right, since 2013, people look like their face scans.
Yes.
All right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's not like they have a problem.
don't bring me this technology stuff. All right? And then you look at the fact that the co-stars in the very same games look exactly like they should, except for
Those
for that
characters.
protagonist.
Yeah.
So
For
did,
me,
did, did
it's
they
not that
change
they
her
made the
face? Did they
choice.
change her face?
Yes.
My problem is
Yeah.
not that they made the choice. My problem is that people want me to pretend like they didn't do it on purpose. That's my problem.
And it's only with female protagonists, because if you look at Star Wars Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor, both the main character and then what's her name, the girl from that used to be on Mad TV, they both look exactly like themselves. No deviation, no changes.
Mhm.
But if it's the female protagonist,
Hold on.
they somehow for some reason change shit.
Hold on. Rewind. Just to make sure I understood, because it sounded like they portrayed another character accurately who was a female, but you're saying only female characters they don't. Just make sure I
No, the
understand it
ones
correctly.
when they do change them, the only ones they do are the female characters. Is what
Okay,
For female, your main character, main female protagonist in the game, like your secondary characters, they don't give a shit. But if it's the main female protagonist, they always got to do some nips and
not-
tucks and tweaks.
And it's not every single time, but it's on a fairly regular
It's a damn
basis.
majority. Yeah, it's a majority of the goddamn time. Like Hellblade 2 is going to be like the only game that in recent memory where they haven't fucking made the character not look like the person who's playing them.
Oh yeah, she looks exactly like it. Yeah, she's like pixel perfect.
I can see your damn cavities, man. You kidding?
Okay,
Should have the cavities.
Cells. I've not heard from you in a minute. So, are you excited about Star Wars Outlaws? Cells? Apparently, she's not saying anything.
Yes, I am sales. I am excited.
You gotta say it a lot louder and a lot
Fucking A,
squeakier
man.
than that.
All right. Okay, so since y'all are talking about Hellblade 2, Digital Foundry said that Hellblade 2 is on next level, even though it's running at 30 frames per second. So, looks good. We'll see how it sort of pans out. Anyone have anything to say about the Digital Foundry evaluation of Hellblade
I don't give a
2?
shit about anything they have to say. But other than
Damn,
that,
what happened? What they do?
No, dude, I've never been a Digital Foundry fan. I think they're a bunch of blowhards.
That's fair.
I like them
Ah,
somewhat, but they think way too highly of themselves, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. So
Is it though? Is it really cool?
no, not really cool, but yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. What I like about Star Wars Outlaws. Here's what I like about it. I like that the planets are all like not randomly generated. They are all created by hand, so that each planet is its own
Allegedly.
open zone. Allegedly, it's open zone, and it's all been handcrafted according to the developers. So it's not
with Star Wars they have to do that, dude, because everybody knows the planets in Star Wars. Okay,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, like we're going to Tatooine, we're going to Jabba's palace, like we're going to places that we know and recognize.
If you go to Tatooine and all of a sudden it's a lush jungle, you're like, no. Yeah.
Where the fuck am I?
I don't know. As soon as it becomes politically like okay to do it, Tatooine is gonna have a jungle.
well.
I'm just saying, these
Tatooine,
people have shown.
Tatooine
don't
identifies
care.
as Endor.
I know what it is. They're going to have used the Star Trek Genesis device on Tatooine. And it's going to.
But so nobody really cares. Nobody cares that this game is actually being sold for $100 if you want everything. Is that okay for everybody?
I haven't looked at the different editions. What is
That's
everything?
stupid.
What does that include?
It's stupid. We actually did it in our show. We discussed this on our show. Cerebral Paul, real quick. If you subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, you get all the extras, and I mean all of them.
Oh, fuck!
Right, and that's $17. You get all the extras.
No, day and fucking day.
Yes, you get
they did
everything.
The same thing. Yeah, they did the same
thing
with
the person who pays $130.
Yeah,
it's a scam.
They did the same thing with everybody. If you subscribe to play the sail fighting game, the blood game. Fuck.
Hold on.
The way they're designing it to do it is to essentially funnel you into their subscription service, so that way you more or less forget how that you're subscribed to it. So therefore, they make more than that $130. So if you think, "Oh, I'm saving money," you end up playing yourself.
Look, 2 years ago, I made a video called "Hey Ubisoft, go fuck yourself" because they do shit. So that's the title.
How many people how many people have you told not to go fuck themselves? Actually, that would be the more monumental video.
I agree with Ubisoft.
How you
go
gonna
fuck
do
off.
me like that?
Who's worse? Guys, real quick, who's worse, Ubisoft or Konami?
Ubisoft.
That's like fucking asking what is worse, lupus or cancer. Shit, I don't know.
Fuck. Konami was charging for extra lives, or was it
Skull and Bone is a game I was thinking of because I did subscribe to them for a month. And when you subscribed and got Skull and Bone through that service, they gave you everything. They gave you access to everything for as long as you're subscribed.
Oh wow!
So what was that? Are you 3 cannonballs and a bunch of bananas?
No, they actually. I mean, no. It was everything that the. It was everything that the expensive. It was everything the really super expensive version would give you.
The
everything edition.
If you're paying for their subscription service, I would hope that you get whatever their premium content is. Like otherwise, why pay for the service? So I can understand that, but still, I hate when they're like
everything
extra for everything.
Yeah. No, dude, I had everything. I had everything.
No, I'm just saying. To Super's point, is saying that if you pay for the subscription, you should get something. I agree with you. You should get something, but everything, like every single thing. That's messed
But what
up,
happens if you cancel your subscription? Do you still get to keep everything, or you lose it?
No,
you lose it.
That's
so
why
that's why people would probably prefer to buy it like one shot.
But by then you have probably used it up or whatever it was for the extra credits and stuff.
Save $100, play the game, get all the content, and unsubscribe, or wait for everything to come out, then subscribe, then unsubscribe. And the difference is with like the Skull and Bone is a multiplayer game that will keep you can keep playing. The Star Wars game is not multiplayer, so there really is no. Okay, I'm done with it. I'm going to stop playing unless you do everything, which could take you, some of y'all will take a couple of months at least. Me, it'll take a week and a half, but that's because I have no life.
Cozy, darling, how you doing, baby?
Cozy.
So tell me, are you excited about Star Wars Outlaws? I know you don't. That's not really your genre.
I don't like Star Wars.
Oh, go this is sacrilege.
You're not saying
there a bro or a Kato in it?
What about the genre would be off-putting?
No. I didn't say what about the genre. I said it's a genre that you tend to not play. You don't really play those type of games.
What type of games?
Like
third
person. I would say pseudo AAA or whatever.
Okay, pseudo AAA. I will allow that. Yes, I have no interest in Star Wars because it's Star Wars. I don't like Star Wars.
By the way, 108 Dragon TV says Shutter Mike.
Dragon!
Hey, 108 Dragon TV, learn how to spell Mike.
I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna bite off all your ankle meat.
Wow. That's just weird.
Oh my God.
What?
Weird.
I mean, hold on.
Oh my God.
Are ankles really known to be meaty?
Oh my God. Hey, 108, you got to tell us in the chat. You have cankles? Cozy's saying you got cankles, dude. You got a cankle, man.
Wow.
He's not gonna be. He's like,
yes.
I got you guys.
Hey,
okay, what do we?
He doesn't have cankles. He has diabetes. Back off.
He got gout.
Oh my Lord.
He's got the gout. You gotta say it right. The gout.
All right, y'all lay off the homie. No, that's enough.
We're talking about Ubisoft. It is.
That is enough.
The gout. The gout.
You're gonna eat his corn. You're gonna eat his corn, are you?
Yeah, you gotta say the gout.
It's not dug out. It's dug out. Everybody under 70 says dug out.
Oh.
Were you milking your bull again?
He's all no. I was milking your. Never mind.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh
That
God.
looks like breast milk.
Okay.
No,
So,
it's ginger beer.
okay, no.
Ooh.
Dragon. She's willing
Did
to
you do it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
It's been fermenting for 2 weeks.
You know what they call that in prison? They call that hooch, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
It's been fermenting for 2 weeks.
Is it true that you could like take anything and like ferment it into beer?
Yeah.
I watched a video where they fermented Mountain Dew into fucking alcohol.
I just watched it too.
Whoa.
That was great.
I thought Mountain Dew was fucking alcohol.
Bananas at the end. I was like, what the fuck?
No. So like, yeah, I made it, and I've been waiting a week for it to be like done, and now it's done, and it's strong.
It is. That's so
You got
cool.
some ginger shine.
Okay, so no, 108.
Ginger
So
shine.
we have video proof that she's willing to chew your cankles. We just need to know the time and the place and the money, and
I'm
that's all
gonna
we
eat
need.
all your ankle meat. You're not gonna be able to walk after I'm done.
Wow.
It's very Mike Tyson.
I don't think 108 Dragons could walk after you start chewing that cankle. I'm sorry to say.
This is
Oh my
freaky.
god.
Oh, that's disgusting. Ah.
just
I can eat your ankle
picturing
meat
that
too,
is-
Paul.
That's a,
Okay.
that's an odd fetish there.
Okay, 108 says, Cozy, keep talking. I will defeather her bird and make her some Cornish parakeets.
Oh, you don't think I would eat my own bird? You are
Yo.
wrong,
Hey, yo.
mistaken.
Cozy,
Oh,
settle down, Cozy.
You
Honestly,
think?
no
Oh, time out.
way.
You think that bird's her pet, bro? No, she's a fucking prepper.
Yeah, exactly.
She's getting
I'm
nice and fat.
fully prepared
Yeah.
to eat that bird.
I mean,
Oh my
fall,
God.
I guess the fall,
They taste like chicken, apparently. You
This
think I
whole-
won't eat one? You think I'm not going to eat a cockatiel because people are like, cockatiels are pet? I'm like, no, I'm an eater. I eat a dog. I
you
eat
gotta-
a cat.
you know, this
man.
this Fallout TV show has motivated all of us in different ways. It's motivated Cozy to get a couple of birds just in case.
I'm telling you guys, you guys should get yourself some pigeons for the apocalypse.
I just said fucking
Oh.
squawk, dude. Jesus.
Pigeons
What,
taste
for food?
Yeah, they got. So, did you know that like all the pigeons in the U.S. are domestic animals? There are no wild pigeons in the U.S. They literally like people are like, I don't want my pigeons anymore, and toss them outside.
Ah.
They're all like domestic animals. There are no wild pigeons.
That means somebody's trained them to shit on my car. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I mean, they shit on your car because it's there, but yeah. So,
So,
basically, all pigeons.
200, 300 motherfucking pigeons that are always under the train thing
Dude,
that
all right.
don't give a fuck and like shit
Why-
all
Yeah,
it's-
over.
don't
You
give
know
a
what's really
fuck.
funny?
That's
It's
why they don't give a
perfectly
fuck.
legal to grab them and just take them home, and you could tame them
Oh.
up. They tame up really easily.
I'm not okay. You know, you say in mathematics.
Pop the hair right off.
All I'm saying is, we know in mathematics we have a saying in STEM that correlation doesn't imply causation, right?
All pigeons in the U.S. are domestic animals.
No, but listen up.
Are you a
All
math teacher, Wise?
Of course, I'm a math teacher. Yeah.
He doesn't know math.
What?
Really?
No, it's
It's good enough for Alabama, goddamn
It's
it.
Alabama math. It's not
Alabama
real
math. It's different.
It's not real
totally
math.
different. Yeah.
Oh,
Their times tables go up to 3. So
Speaking of math, I got really sad because this week I explained to a coworker how fractions worked. And
Oh,
she was
fuck.
like, wow, you're the best math teacher I've ever had. And I just felt really sad.
Shit, nobody knows how a fucking fraction
What?
works. Trust me. No,
She
none
didn't
of
know
these
that
people know how fucking
fractions were
fraction
basically
works.
like division. And she also didn't know, like, I was explaining her, like, I was like, oh, yeah, we're like 2/3 of the way through with our work day. And she was like, what? How'd you figure that out? And then I was
I
like,
don't know.
wait,
No, wait. This is
just
typically
like-
how the show goes.
yeah.
it's
I've
like
been
in Back
wondering-
to the Future too, when what's his name was like, you use your hands. It's like a baby's toy. These people are like, oh, you do numbers speak. That's amazing.
I'll use your hands. Oh.
Ooh. Hey, I use my fingers to
What?
count sometimes.
Oh, thank God! Oh,
Thank you for finishing that statement. Thank you for finishing that statement. All right. Wise.
What the-
Wise.
What?
You need
I'll
to
be like,
get this under control.
God damn.
Oh, this is why when I reached out to 108 and Dragons to come on this on this podcast, he didn't even reply back to me. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm not doing it."
What the heck, Cells?
Wait, what? Is that a bad thing? I'm sorry. I'm really bad at math, but
No. You started out with you started with like, I
Wow.
use my fingers.
Fingers.
She goes, but only to the
Oh,
third
yeah.
number.
What else do you
yeah. and
Yeah, milk
and I learned. So like when I do,
Oh my
I
God,
do
she still doesn't get it.
multiplication.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't get it, guys. Is this supposed to be like a sexual innuendo? Because that shit
Yes.
flew right over.
Oh,
me.
absolutely. Oh, yeah. It was.
Oh, I see, right? I should know better.
Or in you.
We stopped listening to you after you said I used my fingers. That's all we heard. That's all we heard.
Oh, and I'm
That was
like,
all.
That's why I said to the third knuckle. You're like, yeah, the third knuckle.
yeah, it's here.
I am stuck on Band-Aid
weapon.
brand because Band-Aid stuck on me.
Oh, something stuck on you.
30 years.
I'll
Oh,
stick
God.
on
Oh,
you.
you know that Band-Aids are like a problem now? That
What?
there's
I-
chemicals
What's
in
that?
Band-Aids that cause cancer. What's new?
I mean, there's chemicals in everything that cause cancer. I fully
Yeah.
expect me to die of
Listen,
cancer.
Right now, I'm breathing
Oh
cancer
my
air.
God,
We're all
Cody.
gonna die of cancer.
When?
Sorry,
Oh,
Wise.
sorry.
Let's wrap it up.
All right,
Let's wrap it up.
let's keep going. Let's let's keep going.
No,
Okay.
I meant like if we're gonna get cancer, let's wrap it up and let's get it over with.
No, why would wrap it up if you're gonna get cancer?
Oh God!
Yeah,
Oh my
God.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh,
To
not
quote,
that
to
one.
quote, to quote my brothers from Iron Lords, time,
Lord
please,
have
time.
Doctor said I got 4 months to live, so I'm living balls deep.
Balls deep.
Balls deep in your mom.
Oh
Wow.
God.
Ew.
What?
Four knuckles in, baby.
Let's go to something a lot more PG. Let's talk about Nintendo. Okay, let's talk
Talk
about
about
Nintendo.
From 4 knuckles to PG, dude. Come on, man.
You got fucking chimpanzee
This
fingers.
is a great this is a great part of the show to talk about Nintendo.
There we go.
You're gonna talk about Nintendo. You don't know anything about Nintendo. You're a fake gamer.
Yeah, I am a fake gamer. That's the reality, but I
You
am
play games on YouTube.
the only thing I play is with myself. That's it. That's that's the only game I can. And that's
And
that's the
even that leaves him wanting more. So
Hey, what can I say? I got sick drift. Even when I play
There
that game,
isn't
I still
enough
got
knuckles
sick
for
drift.
Wize.
But okay, so here's the thing. All right. Okay, so I was watching a couple of podcasts and they were talking about how like pretty much
dare you
Nintendo
cheat on us.
has been radio silent about their upcoming future endeavors, if you will. And somebody said something that was pretty interesting. So everyone knows that the Wii U was a colossal failure. And so, but they had games on the Wii U that were really good, but nobody got a chance to play because nobody bought the fucking console. So with the Switch, they
I had
had
a Wii U.
Yeah,
well,
so
how can you say that it was a really good game if nobody fucking played it? Okay, I think about that. Yeah.
well, after they relaunched it on the fucking Switch, it was a good game. That's why people
No,
played it.
no. There were games like, for example, like the Splatoon.
Yeah, well,
sold. There were games that sold. I mean, they didn't sell very many systems, but there were games that sold like the entire like.
There
amount
were
of-
million sellers. There were games that sold millions of copies on the Wii U.
There was 11 million. I think it was 11 or 12 million Wii U's that were sold, and there were some games that, like, besides Breath of the Wild, I think
Donkey
didn't
Kong
sell.
Country, Tropical Freeze.
Oh, there were ones that sold to the entire.
That's
Yeah.
really sold, but
Yeah.
Splatoon on the Wii U sold a lot. It like literally like set Japan on fire.
Well, that's because they like to splooge on each other. We know that.
No, Splatoon was just like Splatoon was so great that Foam Stars had to copy it.
Yes.
well,
Again.
yeah, that's
You
exactly
reckon
what
she's
happened. But here's the thing, right? So they had a lot of game. Well, not a lot. They had a lot more games going into the Switch generation than they have in the Switch too. Because like they've released all of their marquee titles from the Wii U onto the Switch. That's why the Switch had a huge library of old games and current games. Well, now the problem is now that they're making the transition from Switch to Switch 2, they don't have that. Basically, that arsenal of games from the Wii U that they can port over anymore. They just got.
Please. They're going to re-release the same thing over again, and people are going to buy it over again.
And even if they didn't, they don't need to. They've never needed to.
Well, the logic is this. The logic was
Super Nintendo didn't play the Nintendo games. The N64 didn't play Super Nintendo games, and they sold just fine.
The
well.
Wii U sold like less than both of those.
Well, it was Rich from Review Tech who said that in order to have a successful
This
console
man
system,
takes his shirt off for other men on the internet.
okay, he does also have 500 million people subscribing to him or
who
some
are
shit
we
like
talking
that.
Hey,
about? Who's
Richard
there?
Review Tech.
5 million or I
We're
don't
talking
know,
about the
50
same
million.
dude that
Yeah,
Wait, who are we talking about?
Review Tech
Skip it
USA.
up, down up.
Review
Yeah.
Tech?
Review Tech,
We
yeah,
don't
Review
like.
fucking
We don't.
Tech.
Yeah,
Okay,
the-
All my
the-
homies
listen,
hate
no,
review.
He's
All
a
my
tool.
homies hate
He's a
review.
tool. But-
Then he like shit on.
They're all,
Smuggler's
god
Record
damn it,
or something.
everyone's a fucking tool here. Okay, now who ain't a tool? You know?
Exactly.
I'm
So who
not
better to
cool.
judge than us?
Well,
It's
No, I just-
mm.
let me just say
Info!
this
You're
shit. All right.
simping over this
Okay,
dude.
what did the fat hairy Italian man say? Go ahead, tell us.
You are simping
Okay.
over this dude. I'm judging you.
Well, he was saying to the effect that therein lies that, okay, you need both third-party success and a ample supply from first party. Now with the Switch,
about-
Can you guys
2
hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
I can.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're,
Oh, I
you're
was
muted for a
asking-
short period of time.
I can't hear you though.
We can now.
Oh,
can't hear you.
Because I was asking, what does a tool mean again?
Oh
It
my
means
god.
you're-
a dick, an asshole, a prick, a fucking yeah.
It means you're
There's
a
another
whole
way-
ass
It's a way of
bitch.
calling someone a jerk
Oh.
No, it's right to call someone a bitch.
or jerk off.
Not a jerk. A jerk means
A-
I have
a
negative
jerk
feelings
off.
about how you interact with the world. A bitch means you aren't even worth it.
A tool, kind of like a dildo. A dildo is a tool.
Are
Okay,
we
That-
really
is that-
sitting here? Oh my god. Oh.
A dildo is a tool.
No. So basically, calling someone a tool is mean
One of
you
many
aren't
no.
worth it. Your opinions are dumb. You are dumb. You are invaluable as a human being. You don't matter.
Oh my god, that's a horrible ass insult. I thought a tool was like if you called someone a tool, it's like they get used or something. Because a
I
tool.
mean, yeah, you
No,
don't matter.
well.
You're
No, we're actually debating the semantics of the word tool. Yes,
I
that's.
thought it was a rock band.
It's okay.
It is.
No,
too.
but okay.
I
So
know.
listen. Okay, so listen up. So what he was saying was the reason third parties were supporting the Switch was because Nintendo did release all of their marquee titles in the first year of the console launch, whether it was Odyssey or Zelda or whatever.
They saw them Switch sales.
Yeah, they saw
we
the Switch
talk-
sales.
okay. So these people are like, oh, but third parties. Name a third party game that isn't like GTA that has sold high as like 50% of Switch titles.
Insert sports
That are
game.
Nintendo only. That are Nintendo only.
FIFA.
Wait, that sports games or third party games are exclusive to Nintendo?
No, that aren't. No, third party games elsewhere that have sold like Switch games.
Switch
Call of
level.
Duty? Call of
What
Duty?
about Spider-Man?
Call of Duty?
Spider-Man, that's the lower threshold of like a lot of those.
Yeah,
Nintendo
like
exclusives.
Nintendo first party games sell significantly more than PlayStation first party games.
Yeah,
The
see,
attachment
if-
That's
rate
why
is
when people talk
higher.
about PlayStation first party, it's like, shut up. They aren't Nintendo games. People aren't buying
so I
PlayStation
just
to
want
play
to make sure you said third party or first party.
first
'Cause-
party.
Okay, and
But-
okay, yeah.
okay. I'm
So the
not
law,
even
no,
gonna
no,
get
no,
to
but
this again.
listen, no, but listen up. The logic is this is one of the main reasons that they're sitting there and basically wanking off right now, not announcing their new console because they're scared because they don't want
They're
to
not
release it.
scared.
They
No,
don't
man,
know. They don't know how to
they're
make that
they're not
transition.
announcing
Yeah, they
shit
do. They're
because
just-
they're
dude,
still
I'm-
selling Switches and they want to
At
be
the
the
end,
fucking best-selling
yeah.
console of all goddamn time. And announcing a Switch 2 halts all the sales of the current Switch. Why would they? If the Switch wasn't selling anymore, fine. It's still
Yeah, because
selling.
I was ready
Smuggler's
to get a
Doodles
new
is
The
Switch
his
month,
too.
work
it
across
sells
the
better
border.
than the other two
Hey,
consoles. There's no
So
way
And
we
makes
have
more
have-
money. And makes more money. That's the thing. Nintendo is rolling in money right now because what? Like, who else can brag with as high an attach rate? Like, oh, we literally have one. Like at one point in time,
Oh
I
my
remember
God.
Zelda, the Legend of Zelda. What's the first one? Not Tears.
Zelda?
The thing
The-
before
the
Tears of
Legend of
Breath of the
Zelda.
Wild.
Breath
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 of
of
the
the
Wild.
Wild. There are more
Breath of the
copies of
Wild.
Breath of the Wild than there were consoles that you could play
see.
Breath of the Wild on.
Thank you.
Yeah, initially.
Nintendo has
Why-
that
Wize,
bragging rights.
When they decide to, all they have to say is, "Hey guys, here's the Super Nintendo Pro, and here's Mario Kart 9."
Yeah.
We have. I just
Game
want to
over.
make. I just want to make a very important or make note about a very important
You can
accusation
stop
in the
talking,
chat.
Triple, because I don't like your profile.
It says 108 Dragon says Paul said he smuggles dildos his
Yeah, whatever.
across the border.
Did you
Triple,
guys
stop
see
talking.
Princess Peach demo?
Okay.
Triple, stop talking because I just noticed your profile picture and I don't appreciate it.
Did you guys try Princess Peach?
No, I
Demo?
tried your mom and I just didn't like it.
Oh,
But-
Really?
God.
But my mom's a bad bitch.
But okay,
My mom's a dead bitch, but that's
Oh my god.
You got her ashes?
here now here's the
on the mantle. On the mantle. On the
Oh,
mantle.
who wants some ashes? I got my cat's ashes. See,
Oh,
see,
no.
right here. Here are my cat's ashes.
You got some pussy's ashes? Okay, good.
Yeah, I got
Let's go.
pussy
Okay.
ashes.
I was thinking.
That
I was
sounds
just recently
terrible.
thinking the other day, like when my dog dies, like if I'm gonna keep his ashes,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah,
if
you
I'm
should-
gonna.
You should
Or
bake
do
them into
they
cookies
bury
and give them
dogs
out to
like a
people.
cemetery?
Yeah, they
Oh
have
my
pet
God.
cemeteries.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
just
know,
don't.
my dog
Just
was
last I
3,
checked,
but
your dog will come back to life. So I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't go to any pet cemeteries. The last person I saw had a bad experience with that. The damn cat came back and killed him or something like that. So yeah.
Is that a TV show?
okay. Well,
Anyway, back to the whole thing we're talking about.
well, the
Nintendo
Princess
had
Peach
a
demo was
problem-
fun. Just
Well,
letting
that's
you guys
because
know.
you have no idea what fun is, okay?
Ouch.
She's just gonna
I,
throw her life
I
back.
like.
I'll
I
calm
like-
down.
I play fun things.
Like
Please
what?
I'm
don't.
playing Diablo right now.
okay.
Diablo? Why don't you play Diablo with me?
I don't know.
She wants to play something else.
I
with
want to
you.
play with you.
Did you ask her?
Oh goodness.
Okay, we're doing a
Ginger,
community.
shut up.
Ginger beer, and Diablo.
Ginger
Yeah.
beer and
The blank-
Diablo.
Yeah.
And cuddle the Blablo.
You guys, I'm
Blasio.
in a weird situation because my bird, I'm babysitting a dog, and my bird does not like the dog.
Well, then
Well,
Okay. Well.
Well, somebody's got some pussy out. Go ahead. All right.
Can I just say what I've been trying to say before I lose it again?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
One thing that Nintendo will do that they always do, they will release this new thing, whatever it is, and they will quote pull things out of the vault that people have been able to get their hands on for the last couple of years, and
Yes.
ta-da, you can rebuy this thing that you probably bought already, but now you can buy it for your new console as well. You know?
Well,
So-
Nintendo
But
always
here,
makes new games,
no.
though,
But here's
for
the
their
thing,
stuff.
though. Here's the thing.
The Wii U was a misstep, not because of software, but because
I'm
the
not-
hardware
I'm
and the
not-
naming and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Wii U. I'm just talking about in general how they do what they do.
No, I know,
Yeah.
Paul. I was talking about his point, saying that they
Yeah.
need software for otherwise. This is why they're not announcing Switch 2 because they don't have software, and it's like, no,
They have their entire library, which trust me, parts of it will be quote re-released for a limited time.
No,
blah,
they need
blah,
to give us another Animal Crossing, or an expansion, or whatever.
and they will, and they'll sell it to you in a package deal with the existing one. And
But
No. I don't think you have to understand. We haven't
no, I
received
don't
that
think you
many.
understand. You're assuming that your old titles are going to work with the new thing, especially on the.
Oh no, I don't care about old titles working. I don't expect that from Nintendo. But my problem is I think they need to give us a core like I think another Animal Crossing, since they stopped supporting Animal Crossing New Horizons. They need to give us
2
another
years
Animal
now,
Crossing.
They should just stop making Animal Crossing. I don't
And
like Animal
no,
Crossing.
shut up. You're wrong. So I think people forget Animal Crossing has been very successful.
Like,
that was like what everyone was playing during the pandemic.
No, not even
lots of
that, but
pedophiles.
even like the Animal Crossing games before that. Like, for example, people forget that the 3DS Animal Crossing sold like 12 million copies. Like, it's historically an actual good selling.
But here's the thing, okay? Back when the Switch was launched, that was the first of that form factor that was ever. I mean, you had like the Eye and Neo and all that other crap, but it wasn't as mainstream as that handheld form factor is now with the Steam Deck and all that other stuff. So the concern is that they're going to release the next generation of Switch or Switch 2, per the rumors, and people are not going to be as enticed, even though you can only play Nintendo IPs on that console. Some of these younger kids might be like, yeah, okay, great. I can't play fucking Animal Crossing, so fuck it. That's fine, but I can play everything else that my Steam library has.
I honestly don't understand why this is even something that we're talking about. First of all, everyone is waiting for this fucking thing to come out. You think they give a shit if games are going to be there day one? People are just waiting for the announcement, and they're going to pre-order this shit without knowing a single fucking game that's going to be there day one.
Super's right. Super's right. People who are already like, well, I can just play on my Steam Deck are not the audience. They've never been the audience.
True.
Like
Well-
a lot of people from non-Nintendo audiences are like, well, I can just do this. Well, you weren't the audience. There's a reason, even on the Wii U, that they were still having like millions of sales of their games.
But see, here's the difference now: is there is, even though it's not maybe direct competition, it is a form of competition.
That's the thing that people keep saying, and I'm telling you, it's
I'm
not
telling you,
Nintendo's.
from a business
Nintendo's-
standpoint, it is.
No,
They-
Nintendo's benefit is that Nintendo has always been a very, very, very conservative company. They aren't spending bajillions for their
But-
hardware and software.
But therein
Which is-
lies the problem. Like
The
I
market is
think that
changing. The
the market is changing, and they're not adapting to it. That's the problem.
So let me ask you a question. Are you
But they're still winning in this market.
They are.
anecdotally, anecdotally, are you witnessing any downtick in enthusiasm for an upcoming Nintendo Switch Pro or Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever the fuck they call it?
Well, I mean, the fanboys are going to cause a whole lot of ruckus, but it doesn't mean that's going to translate into sales.
The fanboys on Nintendo are not like the fanboys on PlayStation or Xbox. Okay, the fanboys at Nintendo, they
stand
mean
behind their
business.
word.
All right, they don't just tweet.
They
Yeah,
actually
I
play the
I
game.
personally, I'm not seeing a lack of enthusiasm for an upcoming Nintendo console because the Steam Deck is here, because the ROG Ally. I'm not seeing any.
Okay, maybe
That's what
not
I'm
to,
saying.
but maybe not to you because you're
And
maybe a
that's why-
Nintendo
that's
fan.
right.
But what about a person who played that
I-
thing that wasn't a
I'm asking-
Nintendo
I
fan?
asked you a question. I said, anecdotally, are you? Because maybe I'm around different people.
But
than you. I said,
we're all in the same circle of people, dude. So
No, but
and-
not everyone's a Nintendo fan. That's what we're
But
saying.
that's what I'm saying. People bought that thing because it was a new form factor, but this time they won't have that to bank on for their
the
success.
answer is no. Got it.
No,
But you can't base that. Okay,
you can't.
You don't have enough data to really
Listen,
say
I
whether
know,
that's true
I know,
or not.
I know, Paul, and I'm not saying that the answer is 100% what it is. That's what I'm saying. Anecdotally, in his personal life, does he see a downtick in enthusiasm? Do you? Does Koji? Do any of us here? Do you know anybody who's seen a downtick in enthusiasm for an upcoming console? That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying, yes, it is anecdotal. That's what I'm saying. But that's all.
But
I
that
can go
can
off.
okay. But then
You're
that
asking,
can garner.
you're asking us questions, and all I can
Yes.
give you is the answer based on my anecdotal evidence.
But you're talking about a fan base that could garner you what, maybe 40, 50 million units in sales?
So you want me to just agree with what you want? Then?
No, I'm not saying that. but-
For the thing that Nintendo has an advantage that, like, say PlayStation especially doesn't have is Nintendo is frugal.
Yeah.
They aren't out here spending bajillions in hopes of making bajillions. They know how to curb their expectations as far as sales of like what they make, so that they don't.
They've luckily found themselves in that lane. Like they had.
And it's beautiful because they're the only gameplay first of the big three. They're the only gameplay, absolutely gameplay first of the big three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
their games are always gameplay first.
Yeah.
And so in that, they have a lot of great stuff to offer. And I honestly don't know what the next iteration of their device will be. But I don't have low expectations. Because even if they fail, it's still something. Like the Wii U, I was not like a Nintendo fan. But I actually like the Wii U. I'm gonna be honest. I like the Wii U. You know why I liked it? Because I had a difficult period in my life. You know, a lot of homelessness and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And the Wii U did not require a TV.
Yeah.
So it was very crucial in that time period of my life.
Yeah, I agree.
And I ended up having a Wii U because it was cheap and I didn't have a TV. And so I just played on my Wii U.
Every time I went to cousins' houses and stuff, like we always played on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like
the
we always played Wii U Sports. Like,
well,
it was fun.
Well, the good thing about the Wii U was actually it was the one that introduced me to that other alternative way of playing. Because, like, for example, when I play on my big screen TV, my wife goes inside her room because she doesn't want to watch the game. She's not really interested. But with the Wii U, was the first time I could, like, she could be watching TV and I could be playing the game on my tablet or whatever, if you will. And I like that idea, you know. So Yeah, I mean, it did a lot of things right, but I think it was a victim of the fact that it was not marketed correctly. Because to this day, people still think Wii U is an add-on to the Wii. So yeah, I mean, that was. I remember when they first launched it, when they announced it in E3, they didn't even show the fucking console; they just showed the damn tablet, and that's what was the problem.
That was a huge mistake, honestly, in that regard.
I remember getting an Unreal Engine Legend of Zelda game that never came out.
Stop talking about that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. So speaking of
Sorry.
Speaking of next generation plans.
Triple's awesome.
Speaking of
I
next,
have a question for the Blasio players.
Mhm.
How do you know which ones, are there like equipment that can use between all the different kinds of builds?
What do you mean?
For what?
Like are swords, like I can use it with like
Diablo player. I thought you said Diablezio player.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I was
so
seeing the Blasio
each class,
Yeah, you
players
said-
like
you said-
joking around.
Oh, you
each
said the
class
Blasio-
has its
Because we
own
were-
unique
we were
weapons.
saying- Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
just like I just found out that when I'm playing as a necromancer, I could like
So
Necromancer,
find
right?
stuff. Yeah, that
Yeah,
I
the
can
necromancer-
Wait, why aren't you playing with me though?
Claymores or something like
She
that.
doesn't
I don't
want.
know.
She doesn't want to
I
play the
hate
games
me.
you play.
I don't play with anybody. I don't
already
know.
said she wants
Of
to.
course, I'll play with you.
Let's play together.
I don't
Oh.
have friends that play this.
Okay,
Or if
all-
I do, it's not like you motherfuckers
Listen,
ever want
guys,
to play games
Plug
with me
your
anyway.
OnlyFans at the end of the goddamn show.
Oh, you want to see OnlyFans content? Oh, show
Yes.
you
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans content.
Okay, go ahead. Hey,
This is
shut
the
up.
only fan I got.
If she's gonna show it, then I'm
Yes,
gonna watch it.
No.
This is the only one I got.
Well, I got something bigger than yours. I'm just kidding.
OnlyFans.
I mean,
not
obviously, it's not that hard. I'm like barely B.
All right. I think I'm an A minus, or maybe I don't know.
No,
All right.
no, I definitely can see your titties.
All
Yeah,
I
he's
was
a C
saying
there. you
was
know.
like I can use swords between different builds. What's the
I
other
will
one?
give you my
The
sword.
barbarian.
So you can transfer you can transfer your items between characters, and I think the necromancer does use swords, if I'm not mistaken,
Well,
for one of their weapons.
yeah, because I'm trying. Because I just okay. Never mind. We'll keep this in the chat. We'll
All
I
right.
will talk.
Okay.
Sorry.
So speaking of
Be a fast,
Listen,
quick
Cody
little
wants to
question,
sheath her sword.
but then it would turn into a whole conversation.
so okay,
forget it.
let's go ahead and talk about the
We need to
next
give it a
one.
chance, you know?
Hey, I got some Mexican coming calling my name in about 45 minutes. So okay, we got to finish this up. All right.
Got some ecstasy.
That's
going
what she
in.
said.
Mexican, chimichanga, baby, chimichanga.
Wait.
Anyhow,
Who? Wait,
I-
wait, you got someone doing things for you? Wait, you sicko pervo.
Can we move on? I got things to do tonight. Jeez.
No, you don't, Paul.
Yeah. Let's get to
Paul, you've not been able to do anything in years. Why are you changing your story now? You've not been able to do anything in years.
So,
Oh my god.
All right,
All right.
so it's a new episode of Joe Bob Briggs at the Last Drive-In, but I want to watch it. So come on, let's move. Let's go.
All right, okay. So Sarah Bond this week sent an internal email saying that they are full speed ahead on their next console. Plus, they also tweeted out that they are huge into game preservation. So it's interesting that she said that because people were like saying, "Oh my God, Xbox is not going to make another console." So it's nice to know that they're all on the cuff, and it looks like that console is going to be coming out around 2026 because.
Who's everybody?
Yeah, we call those people fucking idiots.
Well, we
Yeah,
gotta
a
go
lot
by
of these
that.
people are fucking
Yeah,
bitches.
One
and
of
they-
these days,
you
I
know.
really want to look at Wize's feed because he gets some of the weirdest shit. And you're
I
gonna go,
swear.
Because
I
why
swear.
interact with weirdos?
He,
I'm not a gamer, I gotta
fanboy
interact with
the
you.
fanboy said, I was like, what's his official statement? No, but the fanboy said. I was like,
All right, so they are full speed ahead for the next console, and they say it's going to be the biggest generational leap since whatever. So there you go.
That's what they always say.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
by default it
that's-
has to be that way. So right, by
No.
default it has
No.
to be that way, right?
But honestly, I think a lot of people are dumb and they're like, look, I think the problem is like if you listen to people on the internet, you're listening to stupid people. Like you ever realize how many people have like poor reading comprehension, poor
Well,
Don't
wait a
ask
second.
why
Wait,
that
no.
question. Don't ask
and
why
Wait,
that
wait,
question.
wait. Now, I know this name is going to be upsetting to some people on this podcast.
Oh, here we go.
but
Here we go.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
Colt Eastwood made out a video saying to the effect. Colt Eastwood said
Jeff
that
Grubb. No, I'm
What's
stopping.
wrong with Colt Eastwood?
Yeah,
basically,
come on.
yeah, he basically said that they are making a next generation. It's coming out in 2026.
Oh my
plus,
god!
it confirmed. Plus,
water's
they-
wet.
Plus, confirmed that they are making a handheld as well, and that handheld is going to potentially be able to play everything, not just Xbox games, but your Steam library as well.
So when did Colt Eastwood become fucking Jeff Grubb and Tom Warren?
Well, I mean, he does get his information from MAG, and MAG has people that are on the inside accordingly. So I don't know.
Well, stop that.
He knows a guy.
Colt knows a lot of the same guys. And
He has an uncle that works at Nintendo.
So honestly, I like no.
Colt's a cool dude. Come on.
Colt
now,
is
stop it.
really cool. Like
Yes.
he helped me clear a plague heart in like State of Decay. So I was appreciated for that.
Wow.
in 2006.
I swear this man gonna be on
No,
like-
no, like last year he helped me clear a plague heart. Last year.
Your
one of
Honor,
those-
Your
Phil
Honor, I can't
Spencer
be
was
a
in my
jury.
game
This
and we're
guy
best
helped me
friends,
clear plague
people.
heart, so
No,
I can't. vote
No,
against
I just happened to be randomly playing and like
Can't testify.
he
against
joined the party and he helped me clear the plague heart. So I can't have negative feelings about him because he helped me clear the plague heart.
Yeah.
Man, he could have helped me beat that whole game. I don't give a fuck.
No, but okay. So here's the thing. So we were talking last week about Xbox actually thinking about putting Steam as on their box or whatever they're going to be doing. Right? They're considering putting Steam and even the Epic Play Store on the next iteration of Xbox, whatever that might look like. So my question is, okay, so Xbox is looking desperately to get away from that whole traditional console/exclusive model that sells consoles business model, if you will. And my question is, what do you think their approach is going to be? Just basically be a super app, like kind of like Apple
No.
Apple TV Plus or something? Or
Yeah,
what?
you lost me.
is
You
it-
think you sound like
Wait.
they're trying to get away from that
They're
console.
but
No,
they're
no,
making
I
a
mean-
console.
No. They're making a console, but they're
Yeah,
making
yeah.
it with integration that you can download and play your Steam games on it, and also the rumors now, and
this is
also
all
with Epic Game
hypothetical.
Store. Yeah, hypothetical. So if they do go down this road, what would Xbox change to? Would it be like a super app where that one Xbox app will allow you to play everything, whether it's Xbox, Epic, Steam, whatever?
PlayStation.
Okay,
Essentially, it's
I think
I don't
I
understand why they would put competing storefronts on their hardware.
No, it makes sense. Microsoft is about making money. The problem is a lot of people don't understand. They think like making money is a zero-sum game. Like Steam or no sale is not as good as like the sale. So like you take a L and you still get the money. The problem is a lot of people, they have a lot of people who have no business sense have too much pride, and they're all like, well, we gotta stick it to whatever. Microsoft is smart enough to be like, nah, we gotta make our money. And so many people
I would tend to agree with you, but if that was totally the case, and of course they want to make money, but if that was totally the case, then they would just go full third party. But they're not doing that. They're choosing not to go full third party.
because you keep your hands in all the baskets.
So just like going full third party, I'm not understanding.
No, full third party would not be keeping your hands in all the baskets.
It's hand in Nintendo's basket. And
Well,
PlayStation's
so
basket.
no. Going full third party is you don't have your own console sales, so you're not getting third party sales from other places because you're not selling games on your console. Whereas what they're doing now, you got your hands in PlayStation baskets and Nintendo by playing your games elsewhere. You're still selling your own platform, and you got people buying stuff on your platform. So that's hands anywhere, you know.
Right, but is okay. So do we think the ultimate goal is to move hardware? Or is the ultimate goal to get people into the Game Pass?
Oh no! The ultimate goal is to make money.
No,
Is
the
to
ultimate
make
goal.
money.
Yeah, the ultimate goal is to make money. And they're banking on the fact that yeah, they might have a Steam storefront that they might be competing game sale to game sale for, but if they're still going to be offering Game Pass, which obviously is not going anywhere, it's still, even with the Steam store on your console, it's still a pretty really good deal, $15 to even $20 a month to get 300 plus games.
So the idea real
Yeah.
quick, guys, the idea here is diversification, right? If you have your finger in every single available pot, it means regardless of whichever direction this industry moves in, you're profiting.
Yep.
Exactly.
You're good.
Right.
And that's all that Microsoft's interested in, like any mega corporation would do.
Right.
They just want to be involved everywhere. So if consoles fall apart, they're good. They don't have to pivot. They're good. They're everywhere anyway.
And
if
it's very obvious that's what they're
if
doing.
consoles make a big comeback, which we don't know if that's going to happen, but it could happen. If it does happen,
They're
they
still
do have a
good.
console.
They're
So
still-
everything's fine. That's the idea.
Well, I mean, and it makes sense on their part, right? Like, we know that the industry is in transition right now because the current model is not financially viable for anybody except for Nintendo. And I think the only reason it's viable for Nintendo is because they're like 1.5 generations behind.
No,
But-
it's because Nintendo has created their own little world.
Well, their games just don't cost that much to make because they're just not that technologically advanced. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just the case.
Or they're just very
No.
efficient.
Nintendo games, like you can take like, oh, they don't cost so much to make, whatever. The reason Nintendo games are great is because Nintendo is the only one that exclusively considers gameplay first in their game
That
development.
has from a financial standpoint, that doesn't play into it. Yes, in a sense it does, but he's right. They don't cost as much to make. They're not as taxing on them. Well, they kind of are taxing on the existing Switch, which is part of the issue they're having now. But
No, you can name a few
Yes.
that are taxing on the Switch, but most of
All
their
of
games
them-
were not taxing.
Well,
Bro,
no,
Tears
no,
of
the
the
games
Kingdom can run on
now.
fucking
No,
PS2,
fucking-
and when shit explodes,
Hey,
it
God,
turns the
that-
Switch into a fucking slideshow.
Their marquee title, Pokemon, fucking runs like straight
But
ass on the-
Nintendo technically didn't make that game.
yeah.
So-
people, you could say they're a separate
Nintendo
company, but you ain't got
actually
that
has the
not.
highest rate of 60 frames games.
That barely run 60. Come on now.
No. Nintendo has the highest.
But
I want
but
resolution.
the resources they use comparatively to the other games is not that much. really.
The sales they have compared to other games are not that much.
Well, that again, you're okay. Never mind. I'm not even going to have this discussion with you. You don't seem to really want to understand the differences and why.
The fact that their games have more 60 frame games and their games
Again-
sell.
I can hear Paul gathering the strength to punch a hole in the wall.
Paul, go ahead and punch that hole in the wall because you will never get me to fold. I'll send you
It's
some
not
more
a matter of
cookies though,
folding, it's a
hun.
matter of
I don't know
understanding.
about-
Never mind.
I don't know if it's punching a hole in the wall, but punching something maybe punching the parakeet or something.
Slapping the back of his hand against the wall, whatever. It's the point that he's upset.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul. You got the
No,
floor. You got
no,
You
I'm
know
done.
that?
I'm done. Never mind. Never mind.
Paul, I'm
Come on,
sorry.
Paul.
Did I make you
I'm sorry.
upset?
No, I don't know if I pushed him over, if it's you, but
No, I probably did it. It's my fault. I give up.
No,
Paul,
it's all love.
Paul, are you okay?
He's not in
It's
the pushy
fine.
mood
It's
right
fine.
now.
I'm just.
Do I need to send you?
Paul!
Do I need to
'Cause
send
he
you
had-
another fireball?
Yeah, send him another fireball.
Yeah, I think I need to send
I
him
want
another.
another
This
fire. I
is
never
about-
got my fireball to begin
Because your
with.
fucking state is stupid. That's why. I
How
tried.
about me?
You-
My
you said
state
you
is
can drive
dry.
to
My
You guys
state's
are all
not stupid.
disgusting.
supermarket, you piece of
Texas
shit.
is stupid. Let's be
I
honest.
don't live in Texas, Cozy. Stop it.
Texas is dumb. Like most of us are like, Texas what? Texas is for bitches.
You know,
Cozy, you knew
dude,
that. I really thought he was from Texas.
No.
'Cause you
all
guys-
right-
8
making
layover
that
flights
joke?
just to bring him a fucking
No.
bottle
Wait,
of
what?
fireball.
No. What
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna do?
know. When you guys always say that joke about him living in Texas, I never fucking knew what you guys were talking about, and I really thought he did.
He really does live in Texas, though. Don't listen. Don't listen to him.
I-
tell you, like,
I know where he really
Fuck.
he lies and he
No.
talks about like he's not living in Texas.
Yeah,
but he really
you
does
know,
live in Texas.
it's probably actually quite easy for me to send Llouck some alcohol. All I have to do is take some grapes, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it
By
in a
the time I
box,
get to
and
him,
by
yeah.
the time it gets to him,
Ooh, that sounds good.
And
In
by
the
the time
heart
it
of Texas.
and by the time it
Airline
gets, and by the time it gets to him, it's going to be fermented. It's like, yeah, this is the best
No,
one
but
ever.
that sounds really
Deep in
cool. You
the
take
heart
grapes
of
and you
Texas.
pour like wine or something, and then put it in the freezer and then eat it.
Last time
So
I
you-
took
you
grapes like
pour the
that,
wine,
they
make
just
it
turn
a
into
point, but
they just
okay.
turn into raisins.
That's like putting slices of apple in apple juice.
You know what? I'll put a slice of apple
All
in
right,
these nuts.
Well-
liquor. Sorry, guys. Like,
Okay, to go
Like
back
a
on
flavored
topic. To go
liquor.
back on topic. Okay, so not triple, but super.
I'm
You were
hungry,
saying
man.
yeah, munchies will do that to you. But
I'm eating as we speak.
super. You were saying that why would somebody want to put their competing storefront on there? Well, you look at the Apple TV Plus app, right? Like if you go on Apple TV and you go to the Apple TV Plus app, it not only shows the TV shows on Apple TV, but also shows the TV shows on Disney Plus and all that other stuff. So. Yeah.
If you haven't
and
watched,
a lot of them are doing that now. It's also because all these streaming services are losing money, and they kind of
also if you haven't watched For All of Mankind, you're missing out.
Yeah. Well,
It's like the best sci-fi show since.
that
Just watch
one.
Fallout. Just watch
Rotato
Fallout.
went to
Fine.
space.
Since
No, it's the
Fallout.
best sci-fi show since not Fallout. Since The Expanse, which I
Oh yeah, Expanse was good. No,
wait,
another
what's it called?
For All of Mankind.
For All Mankind. Yeah.
What? Oh,
It's like
Now-
basically an alternate history where Russia lands on the moon before the U.S.
I'll tell
And
you.
it's
no-
like amazing.
I'll tell you. Another,
Russia
whoa, that's
pretends to
it.
land on the moon
Really?
before
Does
the
the
Where
US.
can
whole
I
world
watch
end up
it?
speaking Russian?
Apple TV.
no.
I'm telling you.
Cozy.
I'll tell you a
Does the
show to
whole-
watch.
Does the whole
I'll-
world speak speak Russian in that show?
No, but someone complained about it being woke, and I was like,
Ah,
You want to know?
I don't know how to feel about what
There
you're
was
talking
one
about.
show. I only watched one show on Apple TV. The one with Jason Momoa. See, that one's really cool too.
Apple TV has not enough shows, but all of them are good. And yes, I've seen C, and it is amazing.
yeah. Monarch
That's
is
such a
good
good
too.
show.
Monarch is-
good, too.
Like
Love
literally,
Monarch.
all their shows are really great. but
Ted
they just
Lasso
don't have
is
enough.
really good too. Yeah, Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
is
I've literally
phenomenal.
seen all. That's the problem. I've literally seen all of Apple TV shows, and I can watch them all, and then in my subscription.
There's another sci-fi, or
Hmm.
not really a
I gotta
sci-fi, more like alternate history type situation on Netflix called Three Body Problem. It's-
Oh no! Shut
I
up!
watched that.
Shut up! Oh, it's
yeah.
on Netflix. I read Three Body Problem. I
Yeah, so
watched
did
the
I.
original Chinese Three Body Problem. Do not talk to me about Three Body Problem.
Oh, she's
Okay.
a
Also-
geek.
You the three-body problem snob.
Wait, no. A weed means I'm obsessed with Japan.
when so that, maybe your Three Body Problem and my Three Body Problem are different. I'm talking about the Netflix show, not what you sells and Llouck do after the show. Though.
Hold on.
Whoa,
Jeez,
whoa,
man.
whoa, whoa! Why did I get into this?
Low though.
They were talking
Ew.
about
What?
Three Body
I don't
Problem.
know. It was a punchline I saw from a mile away.
Also, if you're in the alternate history stuff, The Man in the High Castle is a great
Yo!
book and a decent
Oh,
series.
yo, that
Yes!
shit was
So
good.
Shut up, Cozy.
good.
Did you read the book? Did you read the goddamn
I
book, Cozy?
did. Yes, I did. You're talking to
Super, you're
like
such an asshole.
Yeah.
excuse me? You are talking to the wrong star. I read Alistair Reynolds. I read all those old people.
Oh my god, did you read the
Oh,
book?
I'm such a piece of shit. I'm sorry, Cozy. You didn't deserve that.
You know what? You're a whole ass
She
bitch.
absolutely did.
Oh,
You know
Okay.
she deserved it.
All right.
I'm a
Come
whole
on.
ass bitch and a half.
All right, so
You're only the half bitch. Let me tell
okay,
you.
so
Let
Something
me
else-
tell you.
something else of significance happened in Team Xbox this week. Quite a few things happened in Team Xbox.
No
One-
Viva Pinata.
No Viva Pinata. This is true. However, there are people who have seen who have rumored to say that Gear 6 is going to be announced this summer, and this is going to blow people's eyeballs out of their sockets, if you will.
Oh yeah, that it will.
Oh my
I
gosh,
know
is this
a
a
lot of
Jeff
people that
Brown
they're
when he
gonna
was like, I got
Yeah,
a
fucking
secret
yeah.
inside scoop?
explode
And I was like,
everything.
what is it?
Give
It's
us
the greatest
more-
thing, like,
Give
Gears
us
of War. I'm
more
just like,
hive
really?
busters. Hive busters. We want more hive busters and improve horde mode. People should be able to join your horde mode if people leave. Like you
But
should
they-
be like,
Oh,
oh,
so far.
But the Gears 5 problem wasn't its visual fidelity. That's the thing. Gears 5 was visually stunning.
Uh,
Sure. No.
Go ahead.
But the DLC did make it look that much better.
horde
Seriously.
mode. No, hive busters literally is like
Hive Busters.
as someone.
The visuals on Hive Busters were amazing, even
Paul
compared to.
Paul has it. Paul explains it.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Paul. You were
Hive
saying?
busters.
No, that's
Tell
why
us,
we're
Paul.
saying the visuals. That's why when they do Gear 6, it better sure as hell look like Hive Busters. And-
Hive Busters was beautiful. Hive Busters not only was
Yeah.
it beautiful, but it was like literally, as someone who almost never buys DLC or plays DLC, Hive Busters is literally
Yeah.
top 10, top 5, top 3 DLCs for me.
No, Hive Busters
Also,
is phenomenal.
If
Yeah,
they
go
can
ahead.
fix that fucking story, that would
Yeah, that would be
Shut
nice.
up, Llouck. Shut up, Llouck.
I am very
Guys,
Get me one of
proud
those
of
Michael
Get
Landon
on
Ninja
basic
Turtle
Wait,
ice
wait,
cream
look,
man.
look,
Okay.
look, look.
I need
Guys,
ice cream
guys.
man.
Go-
Guys,
Sell,
guys,
sell, sell.
guys.
Bitch, fix
Sell.
this game.
Everybody stay quiet real fast. Listen.
Wow.
peace and
Never mind.
tranquility.
It drove by. The ice
It was
cream
the ice
truck.
cream truck.
Yeah,
Oh,
every
That's how you know that like summer's almost here. Once you hear those bad boys out on the street,
let's
you
put
already
it this
know.
way: every
I live in
horror,
Arizona,
every,
There's
all I
only
gotta
one
say,
Mr. Good,
Oh my
Mr.
God,
Good
don't say it,
bar
Wize.
here.
Don't
Mr.
fucking
Good,
say it.
what? Mr. Good,
Yo,
what?
this is why we're never get monetized.
It's Mr. Good. Mr. Goody.
every
There's only one here.
every horror
it makes
movie
me
I've
happy.
seen, they played
Every
that
horror
fucking
movie
melody.
you've
Yep.
ever seen.
They played that fucking melody before the chick that was sitting
How
alone
many
in her
horror
house gets
movies have
off.
you seen?
So, Cells, if I were you, if you hear that music, I would run for the high fucking heavens because every horror movie.
Listen, bro, you're
Your
not
girl
from
gets
New York.
killed.
All that music means is that she can go out and get a fucking Michelangelo Ninja Turtle ice cream fucking pop.
No,
Or-
I get
It's
a
somebody's-
cherry dip
Mr. Softy.
with sprinkles.
So there's only
Yeah.
one Mr. Softy here. Like if you don't live in New
Really?
York, no, if you don't live in New York, you don't understand Mr. Softy. So I grew up in New York and I moved to Ohio when I was 12. There's one Mr. Softy in Ohio, in like where I live. There's one Mr. Softy.
What?
I moved
Um,
to Arizona when
so-
I
My
was
best
12.
friend is from Ohio.
So like Mr. Softy is very instrumental because like Mr. Softy is like if you ice cream trucks, Mr. Softy is the way of ice cream trucks because you heard that noise and you were like,
Huh. I didn't.
and people be chasing after you, be chasing after the
That's-
ice cream truck like take my money. Oh,
Yeah, and
every
and
summer,
be selling weed.
hey. Like,
Is that-
oh dang. You're
So-
from Alabama, you don't even understand that, Mr. Softy. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
from
This is the
Alabama.
conversation- This is the conversation you can't understand.
No, my girlfriends and my wife called me Mr. Softy, but I did not know it was an ice cream guy. So
No, they call you Mr.
Wow.
Softy because you got a limp noodle. But anyway,
Oh my God.
Mr. Softy is an institution, and
Sel, you
now,
enjoyed that one a little too much.
and so I hear
Calling
that.
Mr. Can't Rise to the occasion.
Yes, yes, even
I don't
better.
know. I like that. I think Mr. Softy rings better though.
But Cells, I heard that, and it evoked a lot of emotions in me because I'm like, dang.
You had a Mr.
I
Softy
want-
in your life too.
You know what? I'm sorry. I don't date
That's
Asians, so.
Ooh.
Wow.
She went right there. She didn't even.
Moving on.
Oh
yeah. People just told Cozy to go
so
fuck
Gears of
herself.
War. I hope Gears of War is phenomenal. I'm really curious about how they're
We Asians.
how
we-
they're gonna handle the split decision at
Don't
the end
fucking
when you
respond
decide
to her. Jesus.
different decisions at the
Yeah,
end. So that's
we
curious.
Asians. We give you curry, but we give you in a hurry. So there we go.
Honestly, actually,
we
was
give
because
you
last
dirty,
one
we give you
there was like this Pakistani dude, and
What's
he was like amazing until he wasn't, and I was like, okay, you're weird, and I ghosted him.
Yeah. Well,
And I was like, yeah. No, he was like a weirdo. Like
That's
he
it.
obviously
I'm
spent
doing
too much
that.
time on like, Red Pill and like other podcasts, and I was like,
wasn't
that's
packing your
not doing
stand.
you any service because you're literally 5'3", and
How
Okay.
heightest of you, Jesus
I'm
Christ!
not highest. That's the thing. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I actually prefer dudes. If you're under 6 feet, that's like my ideal height range is like under 6 feet. Like,
Okay,
I don't
so
like
I'm
tall
calling
dudes.
it. I'm officially labeled. There you go. AKA Mr. Softy. There you go.
But dude was weird. He came off kind of like a normal dude, and so I was like, oh, he's cute. He dresses
They all
well, whatever. And then like he started on this like weird incel shit, and I was like, well, never mind then.
Okay, so going back a little bit to Gears here. Okay,
They
let's
all
do that.
come off
Shifting-
normal
so
until you start.
as I was saying,
shifting gears back to
gears.
Gears.
Yeah,
Shifting
as I was
gears back to
saying,
Gears. Yeah.
about Gears, if anyone's familiar with the ending of Gears 5, you got to make two decisions. So I'm curious on how they're going to decide on which one's the canon ending.
JD is obviously going to be the real one.
Or, so that's what I'm curious on. But, and
The Negro dude deserves to die because no one really
Wow.
wants to see him.
Oh shit!
Oh my.
Usually the Negro,
Oh,
Negro
man.
dude.
I've been usually the
Wow.
first one to die, so
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Despite the fact that he was like more endearing than like the other dude, he's like less important. So
Dell?
He's
You talking
gonna
about
go in the other
Dell?
room for his
You
gold
Dell is
first
like
line.
Dell is more
Yeah.
endearing. Dell, like, there's no way like sporty,
JD.
also nerdy dude is like not more endearing than whatever the fuck JD was.
Shit, Dell was more endearing than Kate was. So
was
Honestly,
okay.
that's the problem I had.
Kate was
Dell,
okay.
Dell is literally the best character in the new Gears. Dell is like literally, but obviously because he's not like
Because
the
his
other
mic
characters,
is
he's going to be
doing-
gone. He's going
Yeah.
to be the one picked off. But Dell was literally the most like I love Dell. He's like this like jock, but also like nerd, but also just like he's a sweet dude. He's like a kind, sweet dude, and like
well,
it
here-
hurts to see
here-
that. To know that he's the most disposable one, they probably will consider.
Well, here's also a rumor that one of the main motivations for Xbox pushing their console ahead of their next generation console, if you will, ahead of PlayStation, if the rumors are to be believed, is because of this game. Because this is a full Unreal Engine 5 game, and they wanted to run with 60 FPS. It won't run on even the Series X right now because it's unable to do so, and they needed a higher chip, if you will. So that's basically
Exit out that part.
Yeah, like no, honestly, I think Gears has always been a technical marvel.
Mhm.
It's an underrated as get out, like, but Gears has always
Now
been
she
a
wants to
technical.
censor herself.
Oh, I forgot you're still here. Shouldn't you be sleeping with the cows? But Gears has always been a technical marvel. Like I say, this is like I'm not a super Xbox fan. Like,
yeah,
and I say that, but to say that Gears has always been a technical marvel at some level, and I'm curious to see what they do with it because I expect 60. Gears is like one of the things where I expect 60 frames.
Oh no, they gotta have it, especially on a multiplayer side of things. Like they're gonna have to have it
because and that's they've stuck to it. They've had 60 frames.
Well, and that's the thing. Maybe they can't. That's the problem. They're looking at Hellblade 2 and saying maybe.
No. You got to go in with different design
Why?
decisions on what you're going for and what audience and what type of game you're building for. It's like with Hellblade, as much as I would prefer 60, it's not like a huge issue compared to Gears of War running at 30 FPS.
Gears has always prioritized performance.
Mm-hmm.
Very much. It's like very obvious they've always prioritized performance. And the thing is, even as someone who like I'm 90% of my time is spent on PC. But even though 90% of my time is spent on PC, when the first game, like I've mostly been PC centric. Before that, I was like PlayStation centric. When the first games that I actually noticed that was like super impressive was Gears. That was like
Yeah.
literally one of the first games I was like, this is an impressive looking game. Everything about this, like, and as someone who plays on PC, and honestly, I don't really care about 30 or 60 or whatever. One of the first games I looked at, and I was like, dang, this is amazing. They put their foot in this game. Was Gears.
Right. I remember seeing it on the 360, and I was just blown away with myself. I'm like, wow, how did they even achieve something like that?
My first Xbox is actually the Xbox One X, the Gears one. And I got it because I was like, oh, that's like, I like limited edition consoles. So I got it because it was a limited edition console. And it came with the Gears game. And I was like, really? Like, I played like Gears 1 and 2 and 3 because I had a friend who had I had a roommate and friend who was like had an Xbox, and I just played on his. So I didn't even think much of it. I was like, whatever. I don't care about those games seriously. I just played on his account. But when I played Gears 5, I was like, dang, this is an impressive game. So I'm excited to see what they do.
But why are we acting like any of this would be new? Last time I checked, every time a Gears game comes out, it is the game that is the showcase for what Unreal Engine is capable of.
So Supa, you know what? You're absolutely right. The problem is you get a lot of people. The problem is Xbox doesn't dominate the conversation. So you get a lot of people who downplay the capabilities and the experience that people have on an Xbox. Unfortunately, like, and I said, I don't like. I remember, because I came from like PlayStation, like, you know, all the beautiful looking PlayStation games. Which, let's be honest, a lot of them, they just look amazing. So I had no really thought of Xbox, but my first really experience with Xbox was actually Gears, and being like, this is honestly one of the most amazing experience I've had playing a beautiful game.
My first experience on an Xbox was Jet Set Radio.
Well, but I mean, I get
360 was nice.
I get you're playing on you're playing an Xbox game, but the thing is, I was a PlayStation person. I was a hardcore PlayStation person.
That's the thing. Like, I would like, it's just, I've always played on Xbox, but there was a time in my life where I like was only playing on PlayStation, but that was like PlayStation 2.
But no, that's your problem, is you only played on PlayStation. You only played on Xbox. I was a PlayStation player. And like the first game I remember impressing me, not just visually, but gameplay wise, literally was Gears. Gears is still to this day, like, I remember playing Uncharted and being like, this is an amazing game. Like, I remember specifically what the most amazing thing in Uncharted was when you ended up in the water and your clothes would stay wet when you got out of the water.
I was amazed when dude was walking down the stairs. I was like, wow, they animated him walking down the stairs. Holy shit, that's awesome. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's how I felt with Halo, because that's what I played the majority of the time.
But no. I played Halo with people.
Now.
I played Halo with people, and I did not feel that impressed by Halo. Gears, I honestly think, is probably, especially since the marriage of gameplay and visuals is so close on Gears. Gears is just legit.
But
one
is
of
it
the best shows.
Okay, but let me ask you guys all this a question.
So,
is Gears a console seller though?
Yes and no. Gears has never been the same level as Halo has been, but it has been. Yeah. It's one of the pillars. It's one of the pillars. Like,
and you know what's another thing about Gears
whoa. Go ahead, Cerebro. Go ahead. Then I'll come to you.
Sorry. And I've said this before. I think that to me, Gears has always been the more engaging story. For me, Gears has always felt more like a real story with real people. Because before the TV show, you know, all we knew about Master Chief was Big Bad in a suit. You know. But with Gears, we had the characters. We had Dom, and we had, you know, all the others. And
Paul, give us more.
and the one story I've said this before. The one story I'd like to see them do with Gears, I want to see what they called the day it all started. You know, we always pick up.
E-Day.
E-Day. Yeah.
Emergency Day. Yeah.
Emergency.
I think the closest we got was Gears 3 Raw Shadow, but That's probably a
Um,
little
But
bit
honestly,
I would love to see that story actually told.
I want them to take Gears Tactics to that. Gears Tactics should be all about that.
Actually, I think they can do that, but they can do like a survival play on it. Like instead of doing like a Gears type game, or maybe you can play just like as a normal human being when all this shit is basically happening.
When it all cracks out, yeah.
Exactly, that would be a really compelling story. I think so.
Me
as
wanting
well.
to make me wanting a Halo Reach farming sim.
Praxis.
Oh my God.
Praxis, I've not heard from
Stop.
you in a minute. I've not heard from you at all. Praxis, are you there?
Praxis doesn't play games. He's a
Yeah.
fake gamer. He's a
Any
bitch.
any fucking thing about Gears 6? Are you hyped for it? Or you don't care either way? Do you think it's gonna be a technical marvel? What do you think?
I think it'd
Because
be
he got
good.
turned up on that titty milk.
It's,
Let me tell you, this has been fermenting for 2 weeks.
Let the poor guy talk.
Yeah, let him get his bars off.
Hey,
As
I
Todd
was
says.
I was gonna say something too before after.
Say these nuts are in your
Oh,
mouth.
I'm so sorry. Okay,
go
go.
ahead. No, it's
Delicious.
fine.
Go
Get
ahead.
3 PS5 Pro, 1 for me and 1.
Oh
Go
no,
ahead.
You know
I
what?
also because multiplayer aspect of Gears is gonna be a big deal too. Because I think they're trying to come back into the esports market. A
Mhm.
lot of people, like I personally know people who were in like MLG, like for Gears and everything like that, and they want that so bad. So it's like if they come out and that multiplayer is like in mint condition, like as it comes out, like they're gonna try to like. I have a feeling they're gonna try to bring that back.
As
Like they're
long
gonna
as
really
they-
try to get back into the esports market
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, Praxis, you were saying?
Mm.
Oh, no. I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know. It's the stories have kind of left me hanging a little bit. I've enjoyed them, but they haven't been like really enthralling for a while. And so
Well, here's the thing: it cannot release in the state that Halo Infinite released in.
No, and Gears 5 didn't launch in a
Gears is
good
ever-
condition as well. It wasn't nearly as bad as Infinite, but it had its own issues as well. How
And
can
you
I
gotta
put it? One
see it from
thing,
two views too. The campaign perspective, like people who are who are more driven into the into the campaign
campaign.
versus the multiplayer.
Mhm.
Because there's some people that don't even bother with the campaign and they just hop in straight
Yeah,
into
because
the multiplayer.
yeah, I mean, you'll have those that like to dabble in both, but Gears multiplayer can be so hardcore. You get the wall bounce and ask your shots in.
Yeah,
Thing
and
that
that's
I'm,
and a lot of those people are looking forward to.
Yeah, one thing that I'm curious on if they're going to continue on the ability gameplay that they had in 5 and Hive Busters, because I've personally been playing Gears for so long that I didn't like 5 as much because the gameplay just felt repetitive after a while. At least the cover to cover movement just started to feel it was just getting old after a while. And we're having the abilities go invisible, do stealth kills, give an overshield, make you feel more able to go in close with the Nasher, because in campaign the Nasher, as cool as it is in multiplayer, you don't want to be caught with that thing in single player, or at least the campaign. And I like the ideas of what they're going for with the open world. Is just, if they want to keep with that, then you just got to give more reason to explore. And when they had the relic weapon idea was kind of cool, but the fact that you can only use them one time and that was it was kind of lame. Versus where in Halo Infinite they have the high value targets, and then once you kill the high value targets, you can take those with you and just basically carry those throughout the whole campaign. So if they keep the open world route, just really expand on what you can do and the secrets you can find. But if they decide to go back to the corridor style again, like Hive Busters Wars, I don't think that would be a bad thing. It's just you got to spice up the gameplay for me, because
I really didn't like the RPG. I didn't like the RPG elements that they had in 5. I felt they were shoehorned in. You know, like
they added.
Do you really need it? I didn't even think you needed it.
I think they added diversity to the game. Like I said, it's because without it, you have your different weapons, and they have like burns and different arc abilities. Like they have debuffs and stuff like that, as we had Ink and Flame in previous games. But again, I can try to be a healer, I can try to do stealth, I can try to do different approaches to the combat versus duck and cover, run from cover, duck and cover.
But that is what Gears it was. I mean,
you still can. That's like that was still part of the experience. It is added onto it with the abilities, because you can still play a traditional cover shooter, and a lot of times you are, because you still got to manage your cooldowns and what have you. And please God, like fix the damn button remapping. The amount of times, like I don't know what the coalition was doing, but you could remap your buttons, and the game was just not designed around it making it actually working. Like there's times when I try to use like a reload and it's like, well, you remap your buttons so this doesn't work. I'm like, what do you, or the symbols weren't displayed properly, so I had to remember what I remap because the game would default on the pop up.
I
So
thought they corrected that. I thought
maybe it's been a while since I played, but that was so damn annoying. But
yeah, I know a lot of us complained that anytime it allows you to remap the games, any of the on-screen hints should account for the remapping. You know.
Yeah.
That's why,
No, like
that's why with all of my like games, like first-person shooters or third-person, whatever, I use the same button mapping throughout across the board. Because it's already like embedded.
Button mapping should be a thing. Button mapping should be a thing for all games. Period. You know.
Yeah.
I just say fuck it. And
came
man up
out,
and get used to the controls.
when the finals beta came out, like there wasn't button mapping yet, and I was struggling like to remember. But then like once the game actually came out, then it gave us the option to button map. I was like, thank God. It's so important. That shit needs, if there's one motherfucking thing that every motherfucking game better come out with.
Hey, my name is Sells, and I'm also Samuel Jackson.
Mapping, damn it.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying.
Tired of these motherfucking.
How did not have it motherfucking mapping in these motherfucking
games?
Because when that shit is such a fucking. That shit is such a like. That shit kills my joy.
Okay, Super. Let me go to you on this. Okay, as a person who's not as inclined to this side of the consoles. I mean, you're more on PlayStation side than.
Play games.
But my question to you is this. My question to you is this: as somebody who is not more Xbox centric or less Xbox, a person who is less Xbox centric than everybody else here is
a pony.
No, he's not a pony. Damn it! You know, he doesn't give them.
Listen, I play the major Xbox first party games. Like I'm gonna play Indiana Jones. I play.
No, you're pony.
Like,
shut up.
I'm just kidding.
God damn it! Listen,
Ride it.
These sugar cubes are not gonna lick themselves. God damn it!
If you want to ride the white pony.
So to answer your question about
jump on it.
Okay.
No, my question to you is, like, do you have more faith in the development team that's a coalition than 343?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've done better with Gears.
But then they fucked up again.
343 has with Halo. But at the end of the day, with Gears just isn't the franchise that's going to move the needle. It doesn't matter how good visually the game is, or even if it's like an amazing game, it's not that IP. It's not the Halos. It's not the Forza. It's like
well, right now the state that Halo's in, if they come out, if it comes out during this time, then they have a lot of opportunities to get people to get on to Gears, because the way Halo is right now, the cheating, it's so bad. There's so many.
It doesn't
clips.
matter though. It's just not that. It's like on the PlayStation side, Ghost of Tsushima, objectively, in my opinion, is a better game than God of War Ragnarok. Ghost of Tsushima 2. Well, okay, Ghost of Tsushima 2 will not sell as many copies as God of War Ragnarok. It's just not that IP, even though I think objectively it's the better game.
That's because you have a wrong opinion.
Wait, what did you say? What God of War Ragnarok? Like
well, let me ask you this.
Game?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Super. What
didn't Ragnarok like?
Well, let me say this. Let me say this.
That's my point. Is that the God of War IP? It is the more popular, more well-known IP. It's going to sell more copies than Ghost of Tsushima, even though Ghost of Tsushima is the better game. And if Ghost 2 comes out and it's the greatest game of all time, the next God of War will still sell more copies. And in this analogy, Ghost of Tsushima is the Gears of War to whatever the fuck the other IPs are on Halo, on the Xbox, like Halo or Forza. That are
Gears
sell
versus Halo.
Yeah.
So my point is, Gears of War 6, even if it is the best looking game of all time, an absolute phenomenal visual showcase of what's possible in both Unreal Engine 5 and on Xbox hardware. Yeah, it's going to sell consoles, but it's not going to be this thing that moves the needle massively just because it's Gears of War. It's not that IP. Can that change? Maybe. I'm just saying I don't.
No,
think,
I honestly think Xbox can
I get
never
it, though.
create have an IP that I honestly think Xbox can't have any IPs that sell like that. I don't think they just.
Minecraft. No, I'm done.
So
No, they bought Minecraft.
But no, but that was my next question, right? So to you,
He said
Supa,
Minecraft.
to you, Supa, what is Xbox's IP that is your God of War equivalent, if you will?
Starfield.
I mean, even though it's not treated that way, it is Halo. It will always be Halo.
No.
Halo is the
Not
main
anymore,
IP.
unfortunately.
Halo.
Listen, I feel like they disrespected that IP massively, but it is still Halo and it is still Xbox. Like I don't know. For me personally, it's hard for me to see.
I never cared about Halo.
For in my time, like 360 time, even up until Reach, maybe.
I mean, even
Because
like
after
the original Power Your Dreams ad that they made for the Xbox Series X, it's Master Chief running up to the fucking edge of that cliff. It's not fucking anybody from Gears of War.
That's just because of but it's because of like.
Because.
But it's in a shut the fuck up. It's there. It's in a different. They're different. It's different. It's way different.
I think their problem
is
for
now I feel like that has been something that throughout generations, Halo is its own fucking tier. But if we were thinking about like a good story driven freaking what can you say, like a new first party that came out, Starfield is definitely the one that I feel like is representative right now of Xbox. That's for sure. That's what
Halo
I feel.
is the original Xbox killer app. It will always be
the problem is
IP.
And
the problem is killer apps are like a dead.
COD.
By the way,
idea is
I'm out of here in 7 minutes. I don't care what
Okay,
the
There's
okay,
people
okay.
that
just saying.
Alright.
people that started playing COD on Xbox even before.
Okay, so let's go
Halo
ahead.
is a big part of it, but there's a lot of different.
Right, but do you honestly think that, let's say hypothetically, in 10 years, Starfield will be the game that is more popular than Halo?
No one will care about Halo in 10 years.
So in the state that Halo is in right now, there is a possibility.
Halo is a dying franchise.
And
it's like
sad
people
to
talk
say
about like
because I played Halo my
it's
whole
like
life.
people
But
who
to
talk
say
about
that
it's like people who talk about like Final
with
Fantasy.
Posey.
It's a dying franchise. Let it go.
that's the thing. Like I understand.
I don't think that Starfield is that IP that's gonna take the flag and run.
Oh no, it won't take. It's like Xbox is a dying like device.
Oh shit. No, the thing is that I think from right now, I think that you guys, I have stuttering problems. Give me a second to get my thoughts together. So all I know is that what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to shit on Halo. I'm not trying to say that it isn't a big, huge representation of Xbox. Of course it is. But it's not as impactful as it was back during the 360 days, during the Xbox One day, like up until 5, the whole thing went crashing down. The one thing that is keeping the heart pumping for the Halo franchise is literally the esports aspect of it, and also the people that are still emotionally attached to this game I'm always gonna love the game, but you cannot deny the fact that it's not gonna be as impactful in future generations as to why they want to play an Xbox. So right now, what I feel is that's Starfield.
Honestly, I think my problem with the entire Xbox thing is they have killer IPs and they just refuse to do anything. Like, for example, Viva Pinata. I know people like LOL every time I say this, but no.
Well, I don't know. Viva Pinata is that thing. But let's go ahead and it is 9 o'clock, so let me go ahead and talk about some of the other topics that we didn't get to. But I do want to put it out there to the panel to see if anyone wants to talk about it. One was the rumor with EA saying that they were not confirming nor denying the cancellation of Dead Space 2. So apparently there was supposed to be a Dead Space 2 remake, and they had internally canceled it because of the poor performance of Dead Space, and then EA came on record and said, no, we didn't say that. So, and Grubb goes back and says, no, you did cancel it. So yeah, that's it for that one. And also, another thing I wanted to talk about, but we just didn't get a chance to, was that Prince of Persia was a new Prince of Persia franchise was announced by the same people who made Dead Cells, and it is a roguelike. And yeah, so it's nice to see that Prince of Persia is getting a new breath of fresh air by them looking in other genres and sort of appealing to it.
Didn't they just
Wait,
release that this year?
let me just speak real quick to Jeff Grubb telling the company what they said when
right.
He's saying it based.
Yeah.
He's saying it based on a leak he probably got from a source, and they're saying we never actually officially said that, and he's telling them yes, you did. Really? Way to burn your bridge there, Jeffy. Really, seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
just
I
after
believe
that.
Jason Schreier over Jeff Grubb.
What?
Yeah,
You're a
whoa.
fucking bitch.
Wow.
But Jason Schreier said the same thing.
Well,
No, he
Jason.
didn't. He didn't.
I wouldn't
He said
know
the
because
game was
Jason
never in
blocked me.
development.
Even though I've never spoken to Jason or interacted with him, he blocked me. So
That's because
he's a
he
little
disagrees
bitch.
with you.
So yeah.
He's a bitch. He's a whole ass bitch.
I
Damn.
don't deal in rumors, but if they did cancel it because sales were weak on Dead Space 1 remake, that sucks because I loved Dead Space 1 remake.
The remake was awesome. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the changes they made just for accessibility allowed me to play the damn game. So
So
It was one of the best games they released last year. It doesn't matter that it was a remake.
Oh, I'm sorry. There is one more piece of news. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth producers say, yeah, you're going to get the next game in 2028 or something like that, or 2027 or some shit like that.
Final Fantasy is a waning franchise. Let it go.
Well, there you go.
It's never the Final Fantasy.
Well, we all know the story from how that name came around to exist, right? So it was
supposed to be. But
yeah.
It's like
no one liked it too much.
it's like wild because people it's like take off your nostalgia lenses. It's a waning franchise. Let it go.
Yeah, people like
No.
16, but I think it's the worst Final Fantasy. of
No,
all of
people
them.
like 16. And the thing
I
is,
couldn't
you get a
finish
lot of
16.
loudmouths. You get
Huh?
a lot of loudmouths talking about it, but if you actually look at the sales and people playing it, it's like nobody really fucking cared about it.
Yeah, I beat 7 remake. I beat Rebirth. I played 16. I did not beat it. I couldn't. I got fucking bored after a while. I was like, it's the same shit over and over and over. And not to say that Rebirth and 7 remake aren't also the same shit over and over again. It's more fun and engaging than 16. I didn't like 16 at all.
I'm not
Yeah.
a Final Fantasy fan at all. I'm not a Square Enix fan at all.
Well,
I only played the original back in the day. Like that's why I played these because I liked the original back. But I haven't played any other Final Fantasy.
Okay, I
other
admit,
than 7 originally.
I'm a Dragon Quest bitch.
yeah, I like that. And we're not hearing that one. I mean, the animator or the guy who did the
Because
illustration
Dragon
passed
Quest,
away.
Dragon Quest, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama.
Yeah,
but
Akira
no,
Toriyama.
but Dragon Quest
Weeb.
largely has had a handful, Dragon Quest, obviously 11 and Dragon Quest 9 were big sellers in outside of Japan, but
Well, a problem with 16 is I think they shied away from the traditional Final Fantasy battle structure and RPG elements.
The problem is they made fucking enough
Okay,
of them to
okay.
get
Real
to
quick, let
16.
me interject something really quick. My name is Cerebral Paul. You can
No.
find me at Cerebral Paul 1 at.
All right, all
At,
right. Okay. You need to go, Cerebral. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, Cerebral,
Okay.
tell us what let's go ahead and call it. And when I get to you guys, if you have anything to say about these topics, go ahead and say it. So, Cerebral, tell us where we can find you, sir. Sorry.
You can find me on Twitter or X at Cerebral Paul 1, Twitch at Cerebral Paul. You can find me on Mondays and Thursdays on 4GQ TV. You can find me on Tuesdays on Xbox Ambassador channel for Gaming Differently with Cerebral Paul. And on Fridays, you can find me here, Wasted with Wize. And on Tuesday nights, you can also find me with the Retro Renegades.
Where can we
Tell us
find
your troubles. Also,
No.
Balls.
Paul, where can we find you on April 29th?
Oh, I don't know if I want to announce that, but sure.
Oh, okay.
I am scheduled to be on the Iron Lords podcast on April 29th. So.
Woo!
No, Paul. Tell us information about like other things going on because
I don't necessarily
Oh.
want to talk about that.
Okay,
but,
sorry.
But if
It's big time now.
there is a situation going on, and if you go to my feed on Twitter, you'll see what it is. Or you can also check the 4GQTV feed and Carlos feed, and yeah, there's that. But I don't really want to talk about that here. So
I understand.
All right.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't
It's
overlooked.
not good stuff. Let's just say Paul is in a very precarious situation that 6 weeks from now, Paul may not be on any show. So.
Oh, well, no, we're gonna solve that. We're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see what's going on with that. We're not gonna let that happen. No.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Paul. Ever since he got invited, he became the prima donna. With more of a prima
Paul
donna.
thinks he's better than the rest of us. He's like, you fuckers weren't invited. I was.
Where is your invite from Iron Lord? So
Yeah, okay.
It's got spinners on his wheelchair now.
Us lesser humans. Paul thinks he's better than the rest of us.
No,
I've
Paul,
never said that.
Paul, I'm
I had to beg and plead and cry and simp, but I mean,
Paul. Obviously, I mess with you, but Paul, you're better than the rest of us because none of us are.
No, well, see, I knew that even before.
Look at my lenses, you guys.
No,
before I met any of you, I know I was better than the rest of you. So
no, honest God,
those are really nice petri dishes.
No,
This
but
is my
honest God,
glasses lens.
I know Paul from even outside this.
You don't know Paul.
In the sense that we talking a little bit on DMing and everything. And let's put it this way: there's not been any more of a genuine person on Twitter than Paul.
Paul is a fake.
And
He's a phony. In the words of Holden Caulfield, Paul is a phony.
Paul is an inspiration.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw him walk on water too.
Wait, he can walk?
Yeah, I saw him walk on water.
That's right, Llouck. I've been faking this for 57, almost 58 years. Okay.
Wow, I've been faking something else for 20 years, but that's good. That's good.
How's your wife?
Saying, man, like it takes a lot for an African to be donating money. You can walk, motherfucker.
He's like, that disability ain't gonna earn itself, motherfucker.
Bro, I thought I was the con man here. What the hell?
This is a very long
con.
con. This con is so long, bro. It's just
I'm surrounded by a bunch of con men. So if I'm surrounded by a bunch of sinners, what does that make me? Jesus? So there you go.
No, it makes you these nuts in your mouth.
My birth certificate has a stamp saying going to hell.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to bed. You guys
Well,
No, you're not.
No,
Stop
wait,
being a bitch.
Llouck. Okay, wait, Llouck. Tell us where we can find you, sir.
I'm
You'll
out.
find me
I'll
on
talk to you
Yes.
later.
Yeah.
Later,
Alright,
Tater
Have a
Paul.
better week, Paul.
You can
find me
find
on
Llouck at
KSWS.
you can find Llouck at Billy Bob's, Texas, outside of Austin.
Llouck, go ahead. Oh, you last word. Go ahead, say it, Llouck. You got your last word too. Go ahead.
Wait, no. Llouck can't go till everyone else is gone.
Listen, let him go. He's tired from rehooving steer all goddamn day.
Yeah.
No, Llouck has been being a bitch all day. He's not been doing anything serious.
Ow.
Llouck, you got the last word. Go ahead.
First off, Paul, get the fuck out. You said you was leaving.
I'm
Get
leaving.
the fuck
I'm
out.
I'm out.
All right then. Last point. The culture war has not begun, ladies and gentlemen. It has been waged and will be waged for as long as human beings stay on planet Earth. So why would Gamergate, which was a fight over gaming culture, be any different? There's no Gamergate 2 because Gamergate 1 never ended. Both sides simply backed away into their respective corners and decided to wage a cold war. The nukes have been launched. The blades are stellar. The Raider is now a truth seeker, and Cabrutus Rambo's Steam list now sits at over 300,000 people. Apparently, it's 380,000, I think. Kotaku is redirecting the ship. Alyssa Mercante is attempting to become the story, and Grums is stalking every Tom, Dick, and Harry with an inkling to the left. We have been made aware that community managers for video game communities don't like gamers. As the American people on this panel would say, make that make sense. Thank you for listening.
And tell us where we can find you, sir.
Cozy's gonna do my outro.
Okay, cool. All right, Cozy, tell us where we can find you, darling.
Oh, right. On Thursdays, 4GQ TV with Paul. On Fridays, you can find me on TSWS
Okay.
with Llouck. On also afterwards, you can find me here on Fridays. On Sundays, I show up with Llouck sometimes on his show.
Cool.
In the afternoon, and also here. Not here. On Majestic Mayhem. And also you can find me wherever you find Cozy Belugas. I've got some projects coming up that I will be announcing once I've got the final paperwork done. And look forward to that, including some big pretty much projects, but I'm waiting. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you much. All right, Super, tell us where we can find you, sir.
YouTube at Supernova Gaming, on Twitter at YoYo It's Nova, on the Roundtable Podcast on King Thrash's channel whenever he does those, which is very sporadic, and then here every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Wasted with Wize.
Oh, cool. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And finally, my co-host of sorts, Donut Dre. Triple, tell us where we can find you.
Oh, that Triple. Who cares?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, you can find me here every Friday, mostly every Friday. I don't know about every Friday, at 6 Eastern time.
If you're not here every Friday, I'll murder
Twitter
you.
And oh my god, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Triple Combo Gaming. I finally put out some type of video on YouTube.
Oh, you pulled out?
You put out?
Put out a video. Put out.
You
Oh my
pulled
god.
out.
Yes, that's where you can find me, everybody. Okay, I'm done. Okay. You see Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Triple Combo Gaming. So yeah. And Donut Drink. I don't know.
And I am, as always, the wise old gamer, the man who brings the fun and dysfunctional. So
Stop it. I will murder you.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, cool. I thought you were talking to me. So yeah, a little bit about this channel. We're still going to go every Friday, but starting in June, I'm going to start a new podcast on Sunday evenings called Cooking with Wize. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to be either YouTubing, just streaming myself, or bringing in one of my panelists, or if they want to join me on that evening. And while I'm grilling outside in the summer, we're going to be talking shit like we always do. And
judge your crappy cooking?
No, my cooking is actually pretty fucking good.
Really?
Yeah, I don't play about my cooking, you know.
Is that why you make fish sticks for your kids?
Yeah, because I wanted the good shit for myself. Fuck them. Yeah,
you
that's what.
You know what? You just I don't believe you.
All right, so yeah, as always, we do this show every Friday evening with these weird people, I guess. And yeah, next week we were expecting Puerto Rock, but I think we had scheduling problems, so he will hopefully show up sometime soon. And yeah, we got some more guests coming in, and I don't want to announce it yet because we've not confirmed, but we will be expecting hopefully one day 108 Dragons TV, Lord Cognito, and K Mega as well. So yeah, look out for those guests when they show up onto the Butcher block. So yep, that is our show for tonight, guys. So remember, you can be anywhere, but you've not been anywhere until you first been wasted with Wize. Peace out, guys.
With your mom.
Well, yeah, and her dead ashes. So there you go. All right, guys, we are ending stream.